with our adventurous party here. Seagrain, Kelda, Howdor, Pip, and now also Marcus Steelhand, aka Baby Hands.
Baby hands.
So we return to the four of you now, five including Pip. We don't forget about Pip. Still gripped. There's the penis. I'm so happy. That's really what I was looking for. Still gripped in the throes of an orc. Oh, that's a square penis. Oh my. The throes of an orcish siege on the gnomish settlement of Nobengard. And last, yeah, that's a good variety of penises there. Last we left off, you four had just managed to retrieve a large metal cylinder from the possession of the orc warband, who were hauling it away from the tunnels, kind of just as a massive ogre had come stomping up from deeper in the valley, summoned there by the warhorn of one of the orc captains. The ogre proved to be quite a fearsome foe, managing to knock Howdor unconscious, although he was already quite wounded up to that point, but also taking out two of Marcus's three hired bodyguards in a one fell swoop. Before your party was able to retreat back into, I know, poor Maxwell, back into the tunnels with the cylinder in tow, having been reclaimed by Calda in giant hyena form. You met up within these tunnels with Fibblestop and Dabbledop once again, who kind of hurriedly ushered you away into a hidden passageway in the back of a large grain vat. And that actually brings us back up to the present, as you had just been emerging from this cramped tunnel system, or the little tunnel weaving through the cliff, out onto a small platform, kind of tucked away up in the back portion of the cliff, the midpoint between a smaller 30-foot waterfall and a much larger 60-foot high waterfall that you had witnessed feeding the mushroom pool below. It's kind of a two-tiered waterfall, and you're tucked away in the back there. And here, you were greeted by the very serene sight of a magical rainbow-colored tree growing up next to this clifftop stream, and whose leaves kind of shimmered almost like foil when you approached. And it turns out this magical tree is actually the magical beacon that the gnomes had been going on about. And the real one, as the cylinder you had stolen from the orcs, was in fact a cleverly crafted decoy, which only glowed because there were fireflies filling the central glass chamber of it. So, having come across this scene, the other thing you found was that all the other gnomes you had freed earlier were kind of huddled about the base of the magic tree in various states of shock or relief, kind of just whispering and muttering quietly amongst each other as you're taking this moment of respite to get your bearings and try and formulate a plan. And in fact, it is Seagrain who is kind of wasting no time in getting down to business as you gather everybody around to try and just come up with a plan, speaking over the roar of the waterfall here. And that brings us right up to speed. So we have Seagrain gathering up the gnomes, Pip, Howdor, Marcus, his last remaining bodyguard, Ryder, a half-elf ranger, is up there, along with Kelda and Fibblestop and Dabbledop. You guys are all up there. I'm kind of trying to come up with a plan here. And that brings us to Seagrain, as you were just gathering everybody around. There is sound on.
Is there? I don't hear anything.
Did you open it super late?
Oh yeah, we don't have any sound.
None of us
You
have
opened
sound.
it when you said, oh, okay.
We close and start over again.
It's
Yeah, I
being
guess.
super glitchy.
You.
Why did it open 3 times?
Yeah, mine opened twice.
Is it retrograde?
Mercury?
What is
The Mercury
happening?
retrograde.
It feels like it.
Mm-hmm.
What Mercury?
Start of the full moon.
Feels like we're in retrograde.
Oh.
All the electronics are going crazy. Computer logged in and chatted last night all by itself.
Let me know when you guys are all reopened.
I'm open.
I'm in.
Does it say you guys have connected to my campaign? Or is it just blank?
Does.
Says Game Master is me.
You.
Yeah, it says you guys have not joined.
We have to do that again. Get another invite.
No.
Try closing and reopening one more time.
It's fucking bullshit, man.
It's me.
Mine still says me.
It says you guys are not.
I unlinked and relinked, and I'm still just me.
Mine just says me also.
It says I have invited all of you, but you have still not responded. Can you guys go into your Sirenscape accounts and try and find that? Oh, somebody joined. Where did you find that? Oh, you just clicked. You clicked on the invite link.
What the fuck?
I guess just click on the link again.
I am in.
Where's the
Discord.
Oh.
Ryan, where did you just click on the link? That's it.
I accepted an invite.
Where did you find the invite?
I clicked on a link, and then it was in my profile on the in between Sirenscape and your game.
Okay.
It said Desmera has invited you. Accept or decline.
Click on that then. Maren, I'm not sure if you're talking.
No.
Okay. Just want to make sure you still existed through sound.
I exist.
Ryan, where did you? Oh. Am I there now?
Yep. Okay, we're just waiting on Maren and Kelly.
Oh, I won't be there.
For what?
The Sirenscape.
Are you not doing it?
Nope, my computer kind of shat the bed last time, so I'm just not gonna fuck with it tonight.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Kelly, are you finding it alright?
And use imagination.
This is an option. Alright, let's just start it up then and go from there. Alright,
Is
guys hear
someone
sound?
imitating Vita Bird?
Yes.
Yay! Oh, that's nice.
I'm not sure if Kelly's here.
Kelly's gone.
Wait, what's going on?
Oh, hello. I just want to make sure you were here.
Yep, I'm here.
Did you get your sound working?
I am reopening now.
There's a link in chat. You probably have to click it. Kicked
yep.
everybody out again.
Need to re-accept the invite thing.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Alright. So you accepted your invitation. I guess you just open it up and it should be good.
Good. Dun. Yes, this is good.
You hear it?
Yes, we are good.
Alright. Okay. So, once again, back to the pool. A magical tree stream. You guys are gathering around the gnomes to discuss the happenings and try and come up with a plan. And it was Seagrain that was kind of gathering everybody around, so let's start with you then, Seagrain.
Alright. Gather around, gnomes.
Shit.
Alright. The most of the, it looks like the kind of just common folk gnomes, I guess, that are just hanging out in the settlement, are sitting about just tending to themselves or talking amongst each other. They don't really come forward to gather around per se, but they all perk up and kind of give you their attention, little nods as you call out. But Pip, Ryder, all of your party mates here, Dabbled Up and Fibblestop, all gather around to talk about what's happened after Dabbled Up just announced the information on how the cylinder was in fact a decoy and not the real beacon, because the real one is this tree here.
Is it possible for me to do a nature check on the tree?
Yeah, sure.
Sweet.
Unfortunately,
Damn it.
you don't know much. In fact, this is the first time you've seen something quite like this in nature. You're not, as you kind of walk forward to, you said last time you were kind of drawn to the sight of it. You're kind of snooping around,
Oh
just
yeah, I
trying
want
to,
to touch it.
yeah, touching it, looking around, trying to get a feel for what the heck this thing is. And as you're doing that, unfortunately, you don't know much about this. You've never encountered this before, but Dabbled Up is going to kind of perk up, kind of smile at you and be like, I wouldn't bother with that, dear. Those are, shimmer blooms are incredibly rare. I'm not surprised that it's so intriguing to you.
Is that the name of the tree?
Shimmer bloom, yep.
Do they know anything about the shimmer bloom?
It's definitely something you can ask.
Okay.
Ask the gnomes, Ryan.
What?
Ask the gnomes about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were their names again? Dabbled Up?
Dabbled Up is the kind of manic little female one, and Fibblestop is the,
A racist one.
yeah, the racist one is Dabbled Up. Fibblestop is the kind of the engineer-looking fella.
Alright. Now that we're all together, I know you're scared, but we need to remain calm.
On the sides, you kind of hear a couple little gnomes just sniffling, crying in the background. Some of them are whispering quietly to each other, but they all kind of go quiet and seem to listen as you're calling for order and remaining calm. Did you want to go on, or?
Yes.
All right.
I have to do a speech.
All right, I'm here. I want to hear this.
I know you're all very advanced with your gadgets and weird tinkering. So we need to think about how we're going to deal with the invaders. You have many appliances that you may not think of as weapons, but can be modified and used as such.
Okay, love this.
Doubled up. Fibblestop.
Oh, wow, quite a moving speech. Well, when you mention gadgets, I do agree. She actually pulls out a interesting looking little device out of her side pouch, and she says, "Well, being the genius that I am, I did manage to smuggle this out of the workshop as I was making my grand escape." And she holds it up in front of everybody that's kind of clustered together next to the stream here. And you see what looks to be a small copper ring, kind of with an attached handle, almost like a magnifying glass look to it. However, there's several golden runes lining the inside of this copper ring, and they are all glowing very brightly as she holds it up for everybody to see, kind of pulsing faintly. And she said, you'll actually hear Fibblestop next to her. Oh, I didn't think of that. Kind of under his breath as he looks at it. Good thinking, Dabbledob. Well, a compliment. You know. Yes, I know I'm a genius, but anyways, this little doodad is a, we call it, it's our newest invention actually, a amplifying glass. You see, it works by amplifying the magical output of this here beacon. So we've been able to utilize it to, well, we're still in the testing phase, but bring out some of the innate magical properties of certain magic items. And also, as you can see, it certainly works as a handy little magic detector. It glows very brightly in the presence of magic. But I was thinking, perhaps we can use this somehow in accordance with the tree to set a trap or maybe make a weapon of some sort from afar.
Would you be able to amplify many spells?
Oh, yes. We just need a magical item with magical properties to enhance said effects. Anybody have any bright ideas?
Who has the magic items?
I believe a show of force is in order.
See, I have none magical items.
Check the list.
But
Where's
you
Haldor? Have Haldor open a bag and sign the thing in there and see if anything glows.
It doesn't make items glow, it just glows itself in the presence of magical items, yeah.
Oh.
So that's why the runes are kind of glowing on the inside.
Yeah.
what if, Caldy, your cantrip with the fire?
I don't. It's not an item.
But it's a spell.
I am made of spells, good sir, yes.
It's an amplifier of spells and items.
You see Pip kind of standing off to the side next to Ryder and Marcus under the cliff edge there. He's kind of got his arms crossed, one hand on his chin, like he's thinking really hard, and he kind of chuckles at your at your suggestion, Seagull. He's like, well, I mean, we could just chuck Calda down there and see if she, explodes in magical wonder.
Just feed me all the mushrooms and give me that thing and see what happens. No, I don't think that's a good idea, but it's an option.
It is an option. Oh wait, sorry, Seagrain. And Pip kind of a look comes over his face as if he has caught onto something from your phrase there, Cal. And he's wait. What did you say your name was again? Fibblestop. That's the other one, dear. I'm dabbled up. My. It's like, sorry, doubled up. You said magical items, right? Do mushrooms count as magical items, perhaps? Is that speaking of mushrooms? She kind of lowers her little chin and is like, Now that is an idea if I've ever heard one. I wonder, maybe we could amplify the power of all of the mushrooms at once and cause an incredible amount of magical outburst.
Like a bomb.
An explosion! Exactly.
I'm thinking
A mushroom bomb. I love it. Let's go.
Bomb.
display a show of force and kill the ogre. The orcs may retreat.
I'm thinking the same thing. They were almost in the process of retreating already. They didn't seem all that keen to fight until we chucked their toys away.
My bad.
It kind of gives you the side look.
Well, is the cylinder with the fireflies like still nearby?
Yeah, you guys still have it. Howdor actually is still holding it.
Howder
Looking
looks quite
around.
tired.
He looks quite tired.
Same, buddy.
I like this. I like this idea. Dabbledop seems to be getting like really jittery and excited. Like invention and innovation is happening. Fibblestomp, on the other hand, is a bit more focused in his thought processes. He kind of steps aside to some of the other gnomes and looks around and says, well, now that we have an idea semi-formulated, what's your Palabar and just any of you? Do you know where the whereabouts of their highnesses? Have any of you seen them? Are they safe? Are they secure?
There's gnome royalty.
You see all of
Loyalty?
you see the like 6 or 7 gnomes that are gathered about, all kind of like kind of talking amongst each other, and then one little female pipes up from the side and says, well, I was over on the North Cliffs. I don't know if anybody else here was, but as I was leaving, I didn't see them break into the throne room. They seemed intent more on the workshop, so I don't know if they made it out, but I'm sure that they're safe in their bunker, if not.
Don't the rich
Fibblestomp will
always
nod.
make it?
What'd you say?
I said, don't the rich always do that?
They always have a
There.
fucking bunker.
Their highnesses must be well secured at all times. They are absolutely paramount to our existence. But yes, Nix, you're very right. I'm sure they're safe. In fact, we could go check on them now. Maybe.
Deal with the threat first.
Yes, I understand. But I was thinking, well, you see, on the way there, we could possibly try and sneak our way into the workshop and find our amplifier for amplifying glass, as we call it. We're not quite good with names, you see, but I'm not sure how well it will work from long range without the amplifier.
Fair point. We could use all the firepower we have.
Well, we can risk it and see if it'll go off. And of course, they need to be in the right position first. If they're not near the mushrooms, then it's useless.
Okay, well, how far away is this amplifier for your amplifier?
Well, last I saw it, unless Dabbledop kind of gives her a glare, managed to smuggle it out in her outfit somewhere. It was in the workshop,
Where the orcs wanted to be?
where they certainly were if they managed to get this little doodad. And he points down at points up at the cylinder that Howdor's still holding.
Well, it looks like we're in search for an amplifier. Who's with me?
I think we're with the gnomes, but sure.
I mean, sure, I'm with you. I'm with you, bud. Pip pipes up. Well, I guess that settles it. Who's going to be... Well, I'm gonna go be checking up on their highnesses, but who would like to stay behind and watch over the gnomes, and who would like to try and retrieve the amplifier?
I should go for the amplifier. And you should probably stay here.
You talking to Howdor?
Yes.
The only big
It's
man.
also you.
We thought he was talking to the dwarf. Anyways,
He's a pretty big man. Anyway,
there was no
Wait.
continuation to that.
oh, okay, sorry. I thought there was.
No.
All right, so Marcus has volunteered to sneak into the workshop if he can and find what they're calling an amplifier. And Pip also actually pipes up and says, "Well, if you're in need of some sneaking, maybe I can help in that regard." Where exactly Fibblestop and Dabbledop, if I get that right, where exactly is this workshop you're saying? Is it where we came from? Is it the other side? It's in the North Cliffs, the other side of the cliffs. You haven't been in there yet, and since the bridge has collapsed, unfortunately, I don't think we can get there unless we go, well, through the King's Chamber. And I'm a little worried that what we'll find there and if they will be upset. Nobody's allowed in there, you see, but I don't think we have any options.
I think we could persuade them.
I'm sure with the circumstances, their benevolent highnesses would be very willing to accept us in.
If not, I still have a beast shape left.
Not sure what that implies, but...
Don't worry about it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I will lead the way. I'm the best, persuader here. Dabbledop kind of waddles forward confidently towards the other side of the clearing here, kind of waddling through this small stream, past the Shimmer Bloom, and up to the side of the other side of the cliff, where she reaches up and kind of pushes some ferns out of the way and presses inwards on the cliff. You just see slowly this stone slab seems to slide out of the way and reveal another hidden passage on the other side. Well, whoever's coming, come on this way.
Alright, I'll go. But before I go, I want to go over to Howdor and talk to him.
Alright.
If I can get my computer to unfreeze.
I will remain here with the gnomes.
Excellent choice. Your armor makes a lot of noise.
Thank you, brave dwarf.
You put down the cylinder.
Mm-hmm.
We shouldn't let the fireflies stay stuck in there, should we?
Outdoor kind of not terribly gently drops the cylinder by his
Use
side.
the fireflies with magic and amplify it, and then throw it at them and watch it explode.
No. Did the cylinder crack from him dropping it? Or
Oh, you just hear a thunk thunk as it falls into kind of the mossy, soft grass of the stream side, and just seems completely fine. But it is quite a loud thunk thunk.
Can we break it?
You can certainly try.
Can I whack it with a shillelagh quarterstaff?
Sure.
Why?
You think fireflies can live forever in there, man?
The real reason she wanted the cylinder is to save the fireflies.
Oh,
You walk up and just with a slight dink, your quarterstaff just bounces off and there's absolutely no reaction in the glass. But as you're doing that, you're like, fuck. Bibblestop looks over and says, oh, wait there. Are you sure you want to be doing that?
yes.
No.
Why? This is a perfectly good decoy. No need to destroy it.
But the fireflies.
Pip looks over and he's like, actually, he kind of has a point. Don't the orcs, they still think this is the real thing, right? Looks over at Fibblestop. Yes, well, of course they do. It's perfect decoy.
Wait.
If you destroy it, we'll have nothing to, well, negotiate with.
Work big.
Fine, but you do know Howdor's the only one who can really lift it.
Well, this is true. Perhaps we would have another gadget for this.
I don't know, like a stroller?
Cart.
Wow, a stroller.
A minecart.
He shouts over the stream, over the sound of
You
the
have a
waterfall.
wheelbarrow?
Oh, no, nothing as primitive as that. Dabbled up! Yeah, what do you want? Do you,
She suddenly got very New York.
It changes.
And Jewish.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do you, while you're down in the workshop, or whoever's going down there, find the mage hand converter, will you? Oh, good idea. Well, come on. Who's coming? Well, come on.
We're coming.
All right.
What does bandages do?
He'll be fine about
Bandages
this.
just stabilizes.
They're kind of useless.
Oh.
They stabilize, so if you're bleeding out, it'll
Okay.
stop you from bleeding out. It won't kill you.
Yay.
does not heal you, as normal bandages also do not heal you.
Hey, if you put Neosporin on it, it does.
I don't think we have Neosporin.
Stupid game.
Stupid. Did I kill
Are you
Mark?
okay?
What
Oh my
happened?
god.
Oh my god.
Hello, Marn.
Are you okay, Mari? What's happening?
I thought you said
She's-
she wasn't drunk this time.
She's turned into a
I
gnome.
thought you weren't drunk.
Oh no, I'm not. I'm just crying because I'm laughing so hard at bandages.
What?
Wow.
Wow.
Oh
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
no. I'm sorry, I don't know why that was so funny. That should not be that funny.
You made it funnier. Don't worry.
Oh god.
Fix it.
It just is normal, man. It just don't. It just killed me.
I'm glad. I'm glad I could bring some laughter into your life, Marn.
Good.
Alright, so back to the game. You dabbled up. Marcus and Calde are going to and Pip. Sorry, I forgot about Pip. Pip are going to make your way into this other tunnel. Kind of climbing in there. Same cramped crawl space as the other one. It winds through the cliff. And it takes you a little bit of maneuvering, but eventually you come out in the kind of make your way through the dark passageway towards what you can hear is a in the stonework, and a light shines into the dark tunnel.
Before that,
Yeah.
Mark is going to go back to Ryder and just put a hand on her shoulder and just in a low voice kind of say, "You stay here, man. I know you're a bit shaken. So for now, just stay here and watch over the goblins. Not goblins, gnomes.
Please tell me someone important heard that.
I need you here. I know we haven't exactly been on a mission like this before, but these people need us. So, come up, yeah."
And this during this whole thing, Ryder has kind of just been off to the side, just huddled against the wall, looking around, seeming to be in complete shock at this point. Not really panicking, but clearly not used to situations like this. And he kind of looks up at Marcus as you're talking, and just nods. Right, sir. Shakes his head a little bit. I will look after the gnomes for you.
Attaboy. He claps on her shoulder and goes to the small thingy.
Right, clambers in after the rest of the
Ring is
party.
going to do something as well.
As you're walking
Time
away,
to
you
do
can
something.
before
Just
Stingray does his thing. As Marcus
Do
is
the
walking
thing.
away, you just
Gonna
hear
pee.
off to the side, Fibble stop as he's kind of walking amongst the other gnomes. Just goes, "Goblins, I do say."
Ah!
Ah, busted.
And Seagrain, what did you want to do?
He's gonna move into the middle of the gnomes.
Alright.
Gnomes, are any of you hurt?
You do see off to the side there are two gnomes that are currently two male gnomes that are hunched over what looks like a very small, younger female gnome, probably you don't know much about gnomes, but she seems much younger, probably in her gnome teens, if that makes sense. But she's really small. She seems like you could definitely see some blood seeping in through her dress on her side. She's clutching her side and just making little painful sounds every now and then as the two older gnomes, male gnomes, kind of fuss over her, trying to do whatever they can. They both look over at you and, yes, Karamip here is very hurt. Is there anything you can do?
I don't have much, but here.
All right. Oh wow, you pull out a fairly large red speckled with white specks on the top mushroom and hand it down to them and say, they seem to immediately recognize it, and the one to your right kind of clambers up and just grabs it out of your hand and shaking fingers and just, thank you, sir. This is exactly what we need, and how can we ever repay you? And he sits down and just kind of holds it out up to the mouth of the young female gnome laying there, and she just kind of painfully takes a couple bites and starts swallowing, and you can immediately see the relief that kind of passes over her face as the bleeding seems to stop. And from what you can tell through her clothing, she moves her hands and seems to be stabilized. She looks up at you with like these big gnomish like blue eyes that are just sparkling with a mixture of tears and gratitude. And she's, oh, thank you, Sir Dwarf.
Jesus, what was that? oh, stupid. Okay, he's gonna pat her head.
You're very welcome, little one.
And then he's gonna sit by the tree.
As you go to sit down, you kind of just very without any other need for applause, you sit down, and the other one that you had handed the cream sop to just immediately turns to you after seeing her stabilizes. Oh, no, you absolutely deserve a reward, sir. You just saved her life. If we get through this, please come to me. My name is Anverth. He holds out a hand to you. It's this little gnome hand. Find me after, and I will show you to my chambers. I have savings there. I will certainly be happy to pay you.
He's gonna take his hand and shake it.
That is not necessary.
Well, a kind fellow you are, kind fellow. I'll have some words with Fibblestop, and don't you worry, I'll see you repaid. And he kind of just goes back to the younger gnome and settles down next to her, and we'll see how that pans out later. As for now, the other four, or the other three, with following behind Dabbledop, are just being greeted by a bright lantern light that just begins to shine into the tunnel as the stone door moves to the side, and Dabbledop pokes her head in and says, don't mean to alarm. Hello? Their Highnesses? And immediately from the inside, you hear another voice call in, oh, hello. Is there someone here? Hello? And he just says, please enter. And you all are permitted entrance into what looks like a very lavish bedchamber of sorts. Everything, the first thing that strikes your gaze is that everything within seems to be furnished with a very garish, like, orange color palette to it. There's some, like, fancy armchairs in the corner next to a big fireplace, well, big by gnome standards, and a large bed at the far side, all of which are just draped in orange fabrics and like fancy linens. And
a gnome hat.
you see an older, what looks like a quite much older gnome, kind of currently kneeling by the bedside of this large bed over another gnome Both of them are fairly finely dressed in like gnomish robes of white and orange. Both of them also dressed in orange. And they are, the one in the bed seems to be very unconscious. He is tossing and turning and muttering things in his sleep. And you can hear by what he's muttering, his voice sounds quite deep for a gnome. Like making weird noises in his sleep. Quite similar to another state that you've seen before, actually, in your friend Droop. It seems quite similar. He does not react at all to you. He's just tossing and turning in his sleep. And the other gnome that has turned to you has like this kind of frizzy, well, not frizzy actually. It's kind of slicked back, combed back, grayish white hair slicked back over his head. He's got like these sideburns as well on the side, and he's dressed in his nice robes. He's just looks up at you and all of you and says, "Oh my, what an interesting lot we have here. Dabbled up. I trust you know these people." "Oh, yes. I know all these people. In fact, they have helped thus far, anyways, in repelling the invasion, and they seem like trustworthy, I suppose is the word for now. But they're here to help, long story short. Is there anything we can do, Your Highness? I'm so happy to see you safe." And the what you now have been introduced to as two gnomish kings, the one by the bedside just simply walks up to all of you, extending a hand in greeting, first to Marcus as he walks up and says, "Well, that's good to hear. You look like a Lord's Alliance fellow. Is that all of you? You're all Lord's Alliance people now?"
Only me here, Your Highness. And he takes his hand. The other two with us, we met on the way. We are here to help.
And kind of pulls his hand away after you shake it. He's like, "Oh, I like the banners on you as well. Well, even if you're not all Lord's Alliance, that's all right, as long as someone showed up to our aid. Is there, what is the situation outside? I haven't seen anything going on, so I'm not quite certain myself."
Well, it appears the orcs got deceived by your beacon decoy, which unfortunately we were also deceived by, and we have saved the decoy. But otherwise, they are currently in the tunnels. We narrowly escaped a large
Shrek.
Yes, Shrek. Ogre, and that unfortunately took the lives of two of my men. But we're here to find a way to kill it.
Well, that's just unfortunate, isn't it? Unfortunate. Dabbledop, I always knew that idea was just genius. He looks over at Dabbledop in reference to the beacon being a fake, or being a decoy beacon, and Dabbledop kind of just looks very proud and like, "Well, thank you, Highness, thank you." Seems really proud of herself. "Well, I'm glad you, at least most of you, seem to have gotten out. What is the plan then? If they're still within the tunnels, I suppose you're here to help in some way. Maybe get us out of this mess."
Hopefully, we're gonna amplify the amplifier and smoke them.
Oh, that's a whole lot of gadgetry words there. I don't know what any of that means, but that sounds like a good plan to me.
That's what I like to hear.
All right, well, I need to attend to my lover, so please, if you would, do not disturb him too much as you're passing. He's in a bad state.
Might I ask what's wrong with him?
He's retreated now across the room and has gone back to fussing over him. Has a rag or a fine towel over his forehead to dabble the dabble.
I was gonna say it.
Dabble the dub. Dab some
Like
sweat
something
off.
else entirely, but
Stop.
Well, we have no idea at this point. It's quite a stress on me, actually. He, a few days ago, just passed out, just went down, and he's been muttering to himself and been all up in cahoots ever since, and I don't know what to do about it. None of our, well, we don't have many doctors or anything here, but neither Fibblestop or Dabbledop knew anything about his condition. Is that right?
this was before the orcs showed up.
Oh, yes, this was far before.
Was anyone else visiting in that time period?
Oh, well. And at this, Dabbledop has also walked up, kind of meekly, more meekly than you've seen her, kind of trying to behave herself almost a little bit in presence of Her Highness. And, or His Highness, sorry. And she says, "Oh, well, your Highness, your Great Highness, if I can interject, I do believe I remembered. Did we not have that shady fella that showed up a few days prior, and he had him as a visitor, and I believe Sir King Corbo's did in fact dine with him a few nights ago when he arrived." And he's going to, the king, the gnome king is going to, "Oh, well, I do believe you are correct in that. I do remember that fella. He hogged up all of his time. I was very upset, but yes, he was, now that you mention it, he was quite a shifty fellow, wasn't he? Sorry, to fill the rest of you in." He kind of looks up, and he's speaking with, like, these wide gestures and just very expressive little gnome. There was this older fellow. He said he was a Waterdavian nobility. I had been on his way to Neverwinter, and he was attacked by, I think it was a goblin raid. Very common in these parts. I wasn't surprised to hear it, but all of his guards were killed, and he was just thrown out into the wilderness, and managed to stumble his way here, and he seemed quite tattered. He was in quite a bad state of things, so we took him in, and yes, we did indeed dine with him. Can't remember what his name was. I didn't talk with him much. It was more my darling here, but
Did he happen to be a wizard?
I didn't inquire. He didn't seem very wizardly, but he did have a walking stick.
Oh, that's Glassstaff.
Glass staff? What is that?
Evil wizard we're trying to kill?
An evil wizard. I don't think he didn't seem very evil to me. He was quite cordial.
Well, let's just say it's an assumption based on the fact that we have a friend who's poisoned in the same way. By said
Poisoned, you
wizard.
said?
Yes.
Oh, that's not good at all. He seems like very worried. Just a wave of worry passes over his face. Oh, well, is there anything you must know the cure then, right? There's anything we can do?
Well, we sent our friend that was having problems with two of our other friends to find answers, and then we came here, so I don't know.
Oh, shits or schnitzel.
I don't know what's funnier, that or if the gnome had just said, "Oh shit."
He said shits or schnitzel.
Pretty good.
Well, once this mess is past us, if we get out of this alive, I would be very happy to inquire further, or even perhaps pay you. Whatever I can do, if we can find a joint cure for our two friends in this predicament. I'm not sure if it's the same thing, but you seem more knowledgeable on this than any of us do, so yes, I would be very willing to work with you on that, but I suppose we should probably get rid of this menace first.
Yeah, the more pressing matter first, probably.
And indeed. Behind me, gestures behind him to another chamber that kind of curves off into the cliff to the north a little bit. Please, there's a lever that opens the door to the throne room through there, and if you're trying to get to the workshop, it's just the next door adjacent. But be careful.
Thank you, Majesty. We will do our very best to drive the scourge from your land.
Well, I'm sure you will. And with that, he kind of goes back to fussing over his fallen lover, I suppose.
As we leave the room, I want to nudge him aside and go, I guess we're a goblin raid party now?
What?
She said, I guess we're a goblin raid party now.
Oh, who were you nudging? I heard that part.
Oh.
Oh, Pip. Yes, and Pip was kind of in the back of the room with his, like, leaning up against the wall, not really wanting to get involved in the conversation because he's not great with royalty. As he's walking up to join you guys, he's kind of under his breath. He's like, "Yep, goblin raid party sounds about right." I mean, we have a lot of small people.
There's 2 small people!
Yeah, but one of them is an actual goblin.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's correct, but still.
I mean, there's worse things to be.
Not saying it's a bad thing, just saying it'd be a great group change.
You guys kind of chuckle at this exchange, and just as the stone door is sliding open to reveal, indeed, a large, also equally lavish throne room beyond. That seems to, at this point, not be quite as grand because all of the furniture from within has been pushed up against the far, what looks like double doors, like the fanciest doors you've seen thus far anywhere in these tunnels. And up on a small platform is 2, crouched kind of next to the 2 thrones, are 2 male, kind of looks like middle-aged gnomes who are just kind of crouched there shaking with just whatever they could find as weapons. One of them's holding a wrench, another one is holding what looks like a large wooden spoon, and both of them are just crouched there, like, looking like they're preparing for a fight if anybody enters the door. And as soon as the stone slides open and you all step in, they both look over and just go, "Ah!"
Hello there, fellow small friends.
Who are you? You're with them, aren't you? You're with the orcs.
Fear not, little one.
Dabbledop actually steps out from behind Marcus at that and says, "Oh, you 2 imbeciles! Shush! These people are here to help us. Can't you see that?" And just keeps walking, very unconcerned.
Probably find someplace better to hide.
We are here to defend His Majesty's.
You might be able to do that better from inside where they are.
Oh, we wouldn't dare step into their holiness's private chambers.
Well,
They both seem very taken aback.
to teach your own, but it's a bit of a situation.
Dabbledop turns around and also says very bluntly at this point, "Just go have an audience with His Highness. He's in there. She has a point. He can use the muscle at his side more than dying to a bunch of orcs in the throne room. Just go in there. Close the door behind you as you go. Go, shoo. And they both and just turn and bolt into the chamber, seeming very happy to have an out at this point. And the door shuts behind them.
Is there anything useful in this room outside of furniture?
As far as you can tell, the room is it's kind of pretty barren. All of the furniture that was in there, which is mostly just like a couple wide dressers or not dressers, more than like just decorative tables or side tables, have all been pushed up against the door. And aside from that, it's just like tapestries hanging along the walls, a big rug in the center, and then the 2 thrones, and that's it.
Okay.
Dabbledop, as they disappear into the room and close the door behind them, she says, Well, at least it's good news to see that they didn't think to break into the throne room. They must not have cared much outside of the workshop.
Good luck with those gnomes, then.
Yeah, but that does leave a bit of a mess for us to clean up if we're to get past this. Pip says as he walks up to the door. Can you, Calvin, you've got good hearing, right? Like animal hearing? Can you hear anything?
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna go press my ear against the door.
Right, roll perception for me.
Roll perception. Perceptioning.
Perception the door.
I do perceive.
You perceive that it
A
is
door.
I am just good tonight.
On fire!
You do not hear anything. It is definitely quiet, actually, beyond this door.
You know, this wood has a lot to say, and I can't hear anything beyond it.
What is that sound?
I wanted to see if you guys could hear that.
It's the wood speaking.
The wood is speaking back to you. Well, do you hear anything? Sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
This tree says fuck off.
The tree says fuck off? What?
Rude.
I can't hear shit.
Oh.
Marcus kind of
That's helpful.
leans up against the doorway and says, well, we're assuming that the orcs are on the other side of this door, correct?
Yep.
Well, looks like there's nothing to it. All ready for a tussle?
Thorn, ready for a tussle.
Tussle? Is that what we're looking for here?
No, it's not. But we might have one.
Yes, I believe she's right. They might all be clustered on the other cliffside, though, if they were following in our tracks.
This is true.
Right, well,
They were following a giant hyena.
Yes, so perhaps we can sneak by unawares.
Alright.
under the assumption that they are, in fact, on the other side of this door, I will go in first. You two stay behind, and you, if we do get into a fight, you can toss some fire over and or use your bow. So let's try to do this quietly, though.
Let's do this.
And Marcus nods to the others and attempts to open the door quietly, like.
Alright. So for that, let's have you make a stealth check.
Excellent.
Alright,
An attempt was made.
You try to open the door, but you find that it opens inwards, so the furniture and things blocking are actually too much in the way, forcing you to start moving them. And as you're moving them, there's the loudest scraping of wood against stone as you try quietly to move it aside, even though it's small gnomish furniture. Apparently, your baby hands just can't quite get and you make quite a loud sound, but you do manage to get the door open just a crack. Loud enough to hear what sounds like two voices from the inside go like down the hallway as if they have been alerted to the sound.
Ah, bollocks. Alright, follow after me. And,
As you're about to open the door, you can hear the sound of two orcs approaching, like just on the other side of the door. And you open the door actually to their very surprised faces. Both of them seeing the four of you. You hear Dabble Dab go, ow! Kind of duck down behind the wall here. And you kind of just have this weird face off for a second.
Marcus is going to stab forward.
Alright, and you immediately stab forward as the door is swinging open.
Can I also chuck a fireball?
Yeah, you guys can both, because you're pretty much prepared for this. You can both do an attack, and then we'll roll initiative.
Man, really does have baby hands.
All right, which ones are you? The ones in front of you, I'm assuming.
Yeah, just the ones in front of the door.
All right. You immediately, as soon as they open the door, just this little fireball and chink, your blade stab forward, and although unfortunately Calda is not able to hit the orc, the fireball goes like right, just whiffing right past his shoulder. Marcus, you do get a good stab in the upper shoulder of this orc in front of you, who's kind of growls back at you as he takes the blade to his shoulder. And
How open is the door?
The door at this point is now wide open.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do
So
I have time to like fall back a little bit?
You had enough time to throw that one spell, and then
It is a double door, so can we say we only open one of the doors?
sure, yeah.
Alright. Then I think you can hide behind that door. The archer can hide a little farther for eyesight, and Marcus will just stand in the doorway.
All right. Let's have you guys roll.
Roll it.
Everyone rolled really low.
Wow.
Okay,
How? Every time?
she's just living in the future now. A little behind.
Since she rolls so high, she gets to attack 3 times before you guys do.
Yes, as you do.
That's how that works.
All right. All right.
Oh, epic battle.
Calda.
Elda, don't miss this time.
Shut your whore mouth.
Wow, that's awful. What you gonna do, Calda? Whee!
Yeah, I guess for the start of this fight, then I'm just gonna poke my head up around the door I'm behind and chuck another fireball, and then duck back behind the door.
All right. All right.
How thick is this door? Can it be used as cover?
Yes. It's pretty,
Oh my god.
it's pretty thick here. And you're currently holding it. And since it opens inwards, you're kind of holding it open, and you can use it as a movable cover that way. And while Kelda ducks around and throws a fireball, you can literally, Marcus, Kelda doesn't see the impact because she ducks back around, but Marcus, you watch through the crack in the door as the fireball literally just hits his like right center of his chest, hits his armor, and then just fizzles out, doing like a little char on the underside. It does, yeah, 1 damage.
Attack.
He kind of looks
1
fun.
damage.
Well shot.
That'll bring us to your turn.
Alright, so can I attempt to grab him by the chest plate, pull him towards the door, and then slam the door on him?
Yes!
Yes.
Twing.
Smash his head
Like
in the door.
slam him between the doors.
Yeah.
Yeah, just pull his head through the door and smash
You're gonna
it.
have to do a grapple for that, so you can grapple him forward.
I assume that's just strength.
Yeah, so just strength against strength. What the heck? Hello? Oh, there it is. You reach forward and grab him by the his breastplate, or not his breastplate. He's not wearing heavy armor, but his leather vest, and kind of try yank him forward. And unfortunately, he is as you were pulling your sword out and going to grab forward with your other hand. He is not having none of that, and he just kind of jerks away and just completely pulls out of your grasp.
Then I'm just gonna... Does that count as a whole action? Can I use my bonus offhand?
Grappling does count as an action, but you can bonus offhand.
Well, I went for a stab and I hit
And
the door.
unfortunately, the awkwardness of kind of pulling the door back and also thrusting forward just doesn't quite work for you, and your strike goes short. And that'll bring us to the two orcs. The both of which are kind of clustered in the door now, so they're not. Calda, you're gonna hear as the doorknob and right in front of you it starts to turn as the other rushes forward and is trying to like push inwards. So you can try and hold it close if you want, or you can back up, but you'll have to do a dex saving throw for that.
Oh god, oh god, oh god. Who's behind me?
Pip is behind you, but not directly.
Not directly. Okay, fuck it. I'm gonna... Can I hold it for a couple of seconds until I feel how much until the orc's putting all of his weight and then jump backwards?
Yep, but you'll have to be able to hold it, so do a strength check.
Oh god.
Oh, no! He rolled a 4! All you needed was more than 4!
That's really tragic.
Guys decided I'm going to die tonight. He hits me once and I'm dead.
You're
Unfortunately,
not going to die. You're going to die.
not able to push this. You push the back against the force, and the door just pushes forward and throws you backwards as he just this gruff orc just kind of busting in the door, and you are going to take. You're going to topple backwards and take 4 damage as you land on your back, kind of getting shoved to where you are right now.
Excellent.
And as the door swings open, he's actually going to step in and just try and swing for Marcus, who is closest to. But you're using the door as half cover, so you have +2 AC technically. So as he goes to both of them, actually, one will go to stab forward with a javelin, and the other one is trying to swing in with an axe. And Marcus is just going to duck back, pulling the door closed, just as both of them stick the axe sticking into the door and the javelin piercing straight through, kind of sticking out right in front of your nose, Marcus, as you pull it shut. But they don't manage to hit you, and their weapons are now actually stuck in the door as they swung very hard.
Oh boy.
So you're now holding orcs by their weapons as they are jammed into the door. And that Pip is gonna, as Calda gets thrown back, he's gonna, are you right there? As he kind of goes to help you up and manages to help you up from your prone state, so you're not prone at the start of your next turn, and also kind of pulling his short bow to take a quick close range shot. Not incredibly close range, but within 10 feet. And is going to manage to hit the one that kind of just opened the side door to javelin you, Marcus, at dealing 5 damage. Gonna hit him right in his lower side. And he's gonna turn as he's holding his javelin and growl at the two of you. He's gonna go over his shoulder and look at the other orc and go, and the other one's just gonna nod back at him. And that'll bring us back to Calda.
No.
Alright, don't miss this time.
Don't miss. Well, I have an options. I can take a healing potion as I have 8 health currently.
That would be a good idea.
Yeah, that'll take my whole action though. So, sorry guys. I think that's the
Better
best.
than dying.
That's definitely better than dying.
Better than
Is
dying.
it?
I considered not doing it. Well,
You can always be shape,
I could. That's my other option I was thinking about.
but you'll need it for something else probably. It's only 2 orcs.
That's an hour.
Come on, guys.
Fine. I am taking a health potion.
Alright. Roll that shit.
Watch it all.
I can do that for you. You heal 8 health.
Yay!
That's a crit heal. Alright, so you scramble up as Pip is helping you up by one arm. You're fishing in your bag for the other with the other arm. You fish out a potion and just kind of pop it. Drink it down quick. And you feel much better.
And I'm just gonna hold my quarterstaff up and be ready to do something next time.
Alright, I'll bring us back to Marcus.
Alright, are there weapons still stuck in the door?
They are still stuck on the door, yep.
Can he kick the door wide open and go for 2 attacks on this dude?
Yes. I will say kicking the door open with them both kind of shoved into it will be quite a big strength check.
Well, here we go.
Mario.
Oh, that's not bad, not bad. All right. When in a incredible show of strength, actually, Baby Hands just kicks forward the door as he is blocking, holding these 2 orcs by their weapons jammed in the door. Just kicks it open, and they actually don't see this coming, so they kind of stumble back, awkwardly clutching their weapons, trying to hold on to them and also not fall down. And you can get 2 strikes in with advantage.
Baby Hands does not have baby feet.
He doesn't have baby feet.
2 strikes. That was unfortunate.
That first one was good.
Alright. Both strikes managed to hit true on the closest orc, which is the javelin one, as he kind of gets thrown a little bit this way, along with his friend. You hit both of them, dealing 10 damage, and kind of stabbing him right through the kind of lower stomach area and just yanking up as you, with both strikes in quick succession. Just and the orc is actually going to go down on one knee, coughing up blood. He kind of topples over, just letting go of his javelin and clutching his stomach. He just kind of motions to his friend, and as he just then proceeds to die. Who then, it being the orc's turn, the other one is going to kind of just growl, yank out his axe, and actually book it backwards this way, towards the far side of the tunnel.
Oh, fuck no.
Let him get away, you're fucked.
And that'll bring us back to Pip, who is going to say exactly that. Oh, fuck no. And kind of walk forward around you, Calda, and just go for another shot on the retreating orc.
Those ankles.
Unfortunately, it is not going to hit, as the orc kind of does this odd sidestep in the middle of his run, and does not manage to. The arrow just goes right past him. You hear Pip just go, fuck. Anybody fast? How far can those little legs take you?
Did he disengage or?
He did.
25 feet.
Okay. Can we chase him at all?
Yeah.
Because that's 40 feet. Does he have 40 movement?
Yeah, disengage doesn't give him a boost.
Oh no, it's fine. It's fine. It's just, I'm just wondering.
Yeah,
Okay, never mind. Go ahead.
Right. Alright, I can move here. Using all of my movement.
Alright.
Like a little bit of revenge. And I'm going to try throwing another ball of fire at him.
Alright.
His ankles.
As you're running, you summon this flame and just chuck it forward.
Oh, light his pants on fire and burn him.
Perfect. Going for the pants.
Well,
Oh,
Damn it!
good fire damage.
Oh no! Fortunately, the flame goes like right between his legs. Just right between them. He kind of looks down and just keeps booking it. We'll bring us to Marcus.
well,
Get
I
him.
can't get to him.
Crossbow.
Can you throw?
Can I throw? Let's use a crossbow, I guess. I'll switch out to my crossbow and make a pew pew.
All right.
An
Oh
attempt
my
was made.
god!
We're all
Oh
rolling.
no! Fortunately, your crossbow bolt also doesn't hit true. The lighting in these tunnels is pretty shit.
Stay close to him.
And that'll bring us back to the orc, who is going to continue to book it. He can get, with a full dash, he can actually get, you see him just disappear around the corner, heading for the entrance of the tunnel.
Get the amplifier and leave.
Yep.
And at this point, you have, so you guys are going to end combat there, end chase?
Yeah.
Amplifier.
Alright. You do hear Peppy's gonna go, maybe we shouldn't chase him, let's get what we need and leave, quick.
I'm in agreement.
Alright.
Alright. And you guys retreat again as combat ends. You can actually see kind of beyond the hallway that he disappeared down. You actually see the corpses of several orcs kind of littering this larger chamber beyond, seeming to have several, what looks like large javelin bolts sticking out of their corpses. All three of them. And when you turn, as Dabbledop kind of peeks around the corner and goes, "Are they gone?"
I think so.
Well, one got away, but
Ask her about the javelins.
Oh, thank goodness. She turns and walks, and then as she walks, she turns the corner here and sees what looks to be a short hallway filled with all manner of mechanical traps, in which at least two orcs seem to have fallen victim to. One of which is still half cleaved almost in half by a large blade saw that is still sticking half out of the wall. There's just blood splattered everywhere. The other one is impaled almost completely through by a set of spikes that came out of the other wall. They're both just kind of hanging there limp, just their faces kind of
Indiana Jones.
these awful faces of pain. And she's going to as she turns the corner, she's gonna go, oh, why that's just deadly, isn't it? There's no hint of fear or anything. It's just pure fascination, just looking at her contraptions actually successfully working. But as she walks into the room beyond, you do hear, kind of rushing ahead of you, you do hear a little bit of an echo. She goes, "Oh no!"
No, I'm sure do some work.
Oh, what a waste of a perfectly good lab assistant.
oh dear.
Oh.
She gives him about 3 seconds of pause and then continues on. So there's a dead gnome that looks like he has been just impaled straight through the chest in one fell swoop by an orc. Didn't even have a chance to defend himself or flee. He is very dead. And in the center of the room, actually, as you enter this workshop, you see in front of you kind of a very strange, chaotic sight. The room itself is completely packed, full of all sorts of gadgets, just kind of half pieced together, bits of metal, tinkerings, just scattered everywhere around this room. Some just contraptions and things that seem to have been half worked on and then just discarded halfway through the process. There's some design tables, blueprint tables kind of lining the wall. There's some desks along the other side, and in the back of the room, you see two much larger tables filled with what looks like much more well-kept and completed gadgets, kind of up on, up almost on display in the back. And in the very center, as Dabbledop waddles her way up, and lets out a "Oh no!" even louder and more agonizing than she did for the fallen gnome. You see a large contraption that goes all the way from the floor to ceiling. It's kind of got a wooden center with these weird metal latches and levers falling around, and tubes that kind of snake out from the base of it and just disappear into the walls. And you can definitely see the center. There's some kind of empty chamber where you can pretty easily piece together is where the cylinder used to rest before it was most likely ripped out by the several just frayed tubes and things that are hanging limp now. And she kind of falls down in agony and is just like, "My greatest creation!"
Was that the amplifier?
No, no, this is not the amplifier. This was the beacon housing station, but it also functioned as the best back scratcher in the world. She'll go up and like press a couple buttons on the side of it, and you can see what just looks like several small levers start like kind of clicking back and forth, just jamming over and over again, and it is no longer functioning. She seems very upset by this.
I'm sure there will
Get her
be
focused.
plenty of time to fix this once the orcs are dead.
Marcus pats her on the head, consoling her. I understand, little one.
No, you don't. The nights I have with this machine.
Oh, sweet.
Oh god.
She just gets up and walks away.
Back scratcher my ass.
Those
And
massage wands.
yes, wink, wink. As she waddles around the machine and kind of heads back towards the tables on the far side that are just lined with completed-looking gadgets, one of which looks like a large, kind of almost a gramophone. Like it's got a big focus on top of it, or a funnel on the top sticking out of a central device. And she quickly kind of just picks that up in her small gnome arms. She seems a little bit like she struggles a little bit. Here we are, the amplifier. She turns around and starts waddling towards you with this big funnel just sticking up over her head. And as she does this, she's kind of moving a little more quickly now. You do hear from the far side of the workshop a
Is that a chicken?
Oh, Panana, are you in here somewhere, sweetie? Come out. And you just see out from under one of the blueprint tables stumbles a small chicken.
I would die for you.
The chicken just literally books it straight towards the towards Dabbledop and just gets all cuddly all up on her leg. Oh, I know you missed me. I'm so sorry about everything that's happened. Why don't you come with us? Come. And she turns back to you and with her little amplifier and says, "Well, shall we go? What are you waiting for?" It kind of just goes past you with the chicken in tow.
Okay.
Magic chicken.
You know, chickens eat dead things.
Did you find it? Pip will say as he just watches her pass with a chicken. Confusion.
I believe we did. And it is not chicken.
Okay, that was my next question.
I figured.
Thank you for answering. They does sound like they're rallying beyond, so let's get out of here.
Let's book it.
As soon as Pip gets back, Marcus is going to attempt to barricade the door again.
All right. Quickly shove the door shut and pile whatever else was in front of it before, trying to make it look like it hasn't changed at all, though there's now a orc corpse in front of it. But don't mind that.
Can you pull him through?
You want to pull him through?
Yeah.
Yeah, you pull him through as well. And just kind of throw him in the corner. Yeah, go ahead. Do an investigation check.
Night.
That's not bad. You kind of very, very quickly give him a once-over. You see he's got a pretty nice set of what looks like studded leather armor. Orc-sized studded leather armor on. His javelin is quite heavy, but not the best make. It's kind of just a primitive, definitely orcish styled javelin. But you do find in his pockets a handful of gold and silver. 8 gold, to be exact, and 25 silver.
Cool.
As you're quickly gathering shit out of his pockets, the rest of them are going past. Really? Is that the time to be doing this?
It's always the time to be doing this. Remember? Does anyone remember a certain key we could have had sometime in the past if we hadn't lost some bodies in the pit?
Well, actually, I don't have. I have no idea what you're talking about.
That's because you were unconscious and chained to a wall, my friend.
Oh. Right. Well, those were the good old days.
Where are they?
Let's not talk about it. You guys just duck into the as the door opens again, the stone door in the wall. You follow behind the clucking chicken and Dabbledob with her gramophone-looking device as they disappear into the king's chamber.
Gramophone looking motherfucker.
Gramophone-looking motherfucker.
What?
Who died?
What?
Who died? Mom?
Oh.
Mom? Uh-oh.
It was mom. It was mom.
Oh, she just... Did her computer die?
Yep. She put it to sleep. She put it.
The deep sleep.
Should we wait or just keep going?
Just keep going.
I'm here.
I think Mom disappeared.
I'm here. I'm here.
Hello.
Hello. Lisa, my
Ryan, are you with
Slow.
Mom?
I am.
What's going on?
Mom, what are you doing?
Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
I don't know where your mom is.
No, we don't either.
She's on my eye.
Muffled
did.
dog in the distance.
Yep, that's her.
What's wrong? Did her computer die?
She accidentally closed it.
Oh.
Oops.
How do you accidentally close it?
It happens.
It's at the angle and you bump it. Sometimes it just does the thing.
It just goes.
It just goes.
Me. Hello.
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 Hi.
Hi.
Derp.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Alright, as you all file in one by one into the king's chamber, you see a very worried gnomish king turn kind of look at Dabbledob as she's passing with her gramophone. She tries to do an awkward like half bow as she's holding this thing to the king. Hello, your majesty. We've retrieved the device, don't mind us, we're just passing through, you understand? He turns, he goes, oh my gods, is that a chicken? Yeah,
Never seen a chicken
we'll
before?
explain later. Of course I've seen a chicken, but why is it in my chambers? Please remove this chicken from my chambers.
Chicken's got a list.
The chicken actually looks like it understands and kind of looks over it with these, oddly enough, you can tell, fearful chicken eyes and seems to rush off. Just and darts out of the room ahead of Dabbledob into the, as if it knows where to go.
Chicken knows how to fuck up.
Chicken knows how to
Right out. We'll get out right away.
Thank you. Please report the happenings to me when you're done. I wish you success.
Thank you, Majesty.
And you
I
go
like
just
that all the gnomes sound the same.
shut up.
They don't. They have slight inflections.
That's the nose plugging one.
I want to hear you do like 80 different gnomes.
Going back to I'm just gonna mutter under my breath. God, I hate royalty.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Pip will say in the dark behind you.
Marcus will not comment.
Marcus is already gone, man.
It's too polite.
And you all make your way quickly out of the tunnels and back into the kind of now waning sunlight and the loud sound of birds and waterfall once again. And Dabbledob kind of triumphantly calling out, "We have it! We have the amplifier!"
We're successful and we found a chicken.
Who is
Gonna be the
currently
one up against the tree.
He's sleeping.
Good job.
Doesn't love chicken. Chicken.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful! Bring it over here, bring it over here. Fibblestop will kind of motion hurriedly, and him and Dabbledump will just crouch down and start putzing with it and kind of holding out the amplifying glass, like their little glass thing, and like kind of moving it back and forth, seeing the best angle for output. Kind of just putzing with it while you guys return to fill Seagrain in on what happened.
Well, looks like we had a couple lookouts by the workshop, but otherwise not much to report. I believe what we have is the amplifier, and I am still not sure if the chicken is part of that, but here we are.
Speaking of that, the chicken is right behind you, kind of nestling up to the small teenage gnome who is just kind of relaxing and holding her wound, clearly in a much better state. You just hear kind of like gently pecking at her leg. It looks up at you and kind of cocks its head a few times and just lets out one single bark when you mention chickens.
Wait, can't one of you talk to chickens yet?
Oh, they can.
We're not using a spell for that.
Animal handling?
I guess Seagrain is sleeping. Marcus, you do notice that Ryder has actually moved from his original position. He is currently standing kind of almost defensively, kind of crouched down at the edge of a little bit towards the where the waterfall topples over the cliff edge, kind of seeming as though he's keeping a lookout.
He's going to cross the river or stream, whatever it is, and approach and put his hand on their shoulder and ask,
Bartholomew is dead.
"Hello, Ryder. How are you doing? How's the situation here?"
Hello, sir. It's not looking good. I believe they are aware of your presence now. One of them came rushing out of the side tunnels over there. I wasn't able to get too good of a look. I was trying to be cautious, but also the only other thing is the ogre has approached and is kind of putzing around. It looks like he took out that bear for some reason down below, but everything else seems to be... They're just searching the tunnels currently.
It's understandable. Well, hopefully whatever the gnomes have in mind is going to work, so... Well, just keep vigilant.
Aye.
And Marcus will go back to the others and... wait for the chicken to become useful.
Wait for the chicken to become useful. As you are talking to Ryder, Kelda, what are you doing? And Seagrain, too. What are you guys doing?
Waiting for someone to wake me up.
Oh, you're sleeping. Pip will walk over and nudge you a few times, kind of clink, clink in the side of your leg bracers, and like, did you really fall asleep? So much for keeping watch.
He's gonna groggily hop up. Ah!
We haven't slept in a while, I'm sorry.
I mean, I totally understand, but try to keep your wits about you, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I'm gonna pat you with a clink clink on your shoulder plates and moves over to the gnomes. Any progress? Is this gonna work? Please tell me this is gonna work. That's a lot of trouble.
Yeah, what do we do? How do we get it to work on the mushrooms?
I think it'll work very Yes, yes, yes. She kind of turns a couple dials on the central, like, device box of the gramophone-looking thing. Yes, perfect, perfect. This is the perfect frequency. It's matching the beacon perfectly. Right. She turns and kind of holds it up, and holds the amplifying glass out to any of you, kind of just gesturing out to any of you to see if you'll take it.
Marcus takes it.
Marcus walks up and takes it. Right. Okay. So I will need one of you is going to need to aim this thing as precisely as you can towards the mushroom clusters. If you miss, we really only got one shot at this. It only works once per day. Please do not miss. And we're also going to need to probably have them somehow clustered up in the center if we can. Does anybody have eyes on the enemies?
I think Ryder does. Also, Hodor.
Seagrin overlooking out.
Hodor, do you have the fake beacon? Air quotes.
Talking to Howder?
Yes.
Hunter kind of is sitting on it, so he gets up and kind of rolls it towards you.
Yes, excellent. Do you think you could kind of carry it towards the edge, but do not throw it over yet?
Hador points at the waterfall and cocks his head.
How about bring it to Marcus? Baby hands.
Hador lifts up the beacon and walks towards Baby Hands and kind of, not really intending to, kind of shoves him with it. Oh, hi there, big man. What's this for?
Distraction.
Right, are you saying we lure them all to the center with this?
Yeah, chuck it into the mushrooms.
Well, I can't say that would be the worst idea. Perhaps if we let it fall down the waterfall.
They seem to be heavily clustered around the mushrooms already.
This is true, but well, if you're sure the current will take the mushrooms.
Ryan will actually perk up as you guys are talking, to you specifically, Seagrain, as you've kind of walked up on the other side of the stream. Yes, but there are several of them that have entered the tunnels. How do we draw them out?
Big boom draws them
Marcus
out.
kind of sighs and, well, looks down at the gramophone. Can't say I have the best confidence in my steady hands. Why don't I try to, well, lead them to the center and we'll see what happens.
Hippo will pipe up. Okay, so another distraction, right?
Yeah.
Hip, you have really good aim with your crossbow, right? You do. You almost always get headshots.
I'm not quite sure about that.
You do. I think you should probably be the one aiming the amplifier.
I agree. He has a very steady hand.
Alright.
Sounds like
No
a good idea.
Perfect.
I believe in you.
Marcus hands him the gramophone, claps on his shoulder, and says, "No pressure, just the fate of these gnomes resting on his shoulders."
And all of us.
And he punches him in the chest and starts walking towards the tunnel.
Baby hands.
Well,
Baby hands.
hold up.
Yes.
You want backup?
Wow.
Sir. Ryder will actually kind of jog up to you. Please allow me to do my job. I'll accompany you.
Marcus kind of pushes back his hair flop and says, "Are you sure about that? I don't think I could live with myself if I lost another one of you today."
Oh, sir, it's my job.
Kind of sighs and leans back a bit. Like, well, suppose that is true. Well, why don't you, well, just be sure to stay behind me, okay?
Of course. And I was thinking he kind of seemed like he's starting to nervously twitch a little bit, like he's trying to be brave, but he's a little scared. Why don't we have maybe some kind of backup escape in case things go sour? Perhaps a rope over the cliff we could climb back up?
That's a good idea.
We're just kind
Gonna
of,
clear his throat, trying to get everyone's attention.
Yes.
yes.
The dwarfs in the tunnels will probably be drawn out.
The
There's
dwarf.
larger
The dwarves in the town.
The dwarfs in the tunnel. They'll probably be drawn out if there's a large explosion.
Pip will be like, right, but I
Well,
mean,
they
if
won't be caught up in the
we don't
explosion.
get all of them, they'll just continue advancing. I mean, the most
The
important.
ogre, they'll lose their morale.
That's a good point. We should kill the ogre if we can.
Ogre's priority, but I have a question. Dabbledop, Fiddlestop.
Yes. They look up from their gramophone.
Those mushrooms are they considered magic mushrooms?
Well, of course, they do all sorts of funny things.
Okay, so in theory, when we make everything go boom, that'll be magical, right? Magical.
That's certainly the theory.
Great. I'm gonna turn to Marcus and be like, I don't know if this can help you, but I do have a form I can turn into that has magic resistance.
Oh, do tell.
Meaning I could be down there and have better odds of not getting damaged by the magic.
Marcus kind of ponders for a second. Well, that might be helpful.
I want to run quickly through the tunnels and get people down there.
How fast can this form of yours move?
Slightly less than twice what I can do now.
It's not slow. Alright.
Wait. Pip is gonna hold out his hand and kind of. Are you sure this is the only way? Does anybody know? Has anybody had any dealings with orcs that weren't completely uncivil? Can we negotiate with them somehow? Maybe if we just give them what they want, they'll leave.
But why do they want it?
What was that? Sorry, real quiet.
But why do they want it?
Isn't it obvious? It's Glassstaff.
It is obvious, but the point is if we just negotiate with these things to go away, the problem's not going to go away. And if they realize
Yeah.
they're just going to come back.
That's that's what I was thinking. The goal here is to wipe all of them out so that we have nobody to return with.
Marcus kind of pipes up and says, well, I must say, in all my... not my own dealings with orcs, but my family's dealing with orcs, I can't say any of them were particularly civil.
Right. I mean, they're not known for their civility, but...
That ogre doesn't look very civil either.
Well, the ogre definitely needs to die, but... Yeah, I guess...
We're mad.
Well, I do think our best course of action is to gather them all up in one place, lest they return and pillage Nomengard once again. I do believe that animal form may come in handy, so how about you, me, and Ryder? I'll go down and we'll probably have a better chance together of escaping.
Alright, okay. So, this is Pip talking. I guess should we go over the plan one more time? So we have 3 on distraction duty. I'm aiming the amplifying glass. to hit the shrooms, what should my signal be? How exactly are we gonna know? This needs to be timed pretty well.
Well, can you drop the decoy beacon off the ledge? And then that'll be our signal to start.
To start luring them all in.
Correct.
Okay, right. So we'll drop the decoy. You'll run out. You're just gonna run out of the tunnels?
Right, and perhaps the best idea is to pretend that we had lost control over the beacon and attempt to defend it.
Oh, right. It fell over the waterfall. We're trying to gain it back. Okay. You run up, luring the rest of them out. What's your escape? Are you gonna... your ropes? Is that what somebody said?
Yeah. Let's have 2 ropes up here, ready to throw over the edge for us to climb back up. Halfling, what kind of noises can this form of yours make?
It can scream. It can't roar. It can scream.
Can you tell me what it is?
Have you ever heard of a Nyxborn lynx?
Can't say I have.
Think a magical lynx.
Right, I'm thinking of a magical lynx.
Magical lynx, not of this world lynx.
Magic cat.
Alright.
Magic cat.
Well, perhaps if you can scream the signal, that will be your signal to, well, let's say, wait 5 seconds and then fire. And then in those 5 seconds, we'll attempt to make it to the ropes.
Alright.
Alright, okay. Good plan. And let's just, for safety's sake, let's have the 2 strong ones, Howdor, Seagrain, be on rope duty to pull everybody up quickly so they don't get caught in the blast. And then I'll fire, I guess.
Aye.
Steady hands,
this is
lad.
just exciting.
Big guy, would you mind waiting at the edge for us? And does anyone else have any rope here? I can't say I have any left.
I do have some in my pack, sir. Ryder will pipe up.
Pip.
Yeah.
Pip. You see that rock right on the edge?
Yes. Yeah, that's what I was
If you can-
thinking.
Yeah, if you can be very careful, don't fall off.
I mean, you've seen how agile these legs are.
Right.
I mean to say, I'll be careful.
Good.
Alright.
And don't be spotted, because otherwise the ogre's gonna throw things at your face.
Yeah, I will, I'll lay low until the right moment. Gnomes, you're gonna bring the, I'm assuming these 2 need to work together? Whatever the hell that thing is. Yes, we'll set it up on the rock behind you. Actually, you probably should just, take them both. You're strong enough, you can handle it. And, don't miss, she says very pointedly as she hands it over to him, and he kind of takes it awkwardly in one arm, has the amplifying glass in the other, and kind of just hefts them up for a second, like, all right, let's do this.
Righto, lad. Must be off. Good luck to you.
All right, and everybody starts taking their positions.
Haldor's going to move to the edge of the cliff, sit down next to what is assumed to be a rope that is going to be set up, and start picking his nose.
Quick question for the DM.
Yes.
Just trying to figure out if this is a good idea. Since we only have one shot with that thing, what kind of check is it to fire that thing?
It's probably just going to be a straight dexterity check for Pip.
Right. So then before we all separate, I want to slap Pip on the back and cast Enhanced Ability and give him Cat's Grace.
As you were turning to leave, you actually see like him visibly shiver. Oh God, that again. Oh. All right, I can do this. Yeah.
You can do it.
Thank you. Thanks, Calda.
All right. Good luck.
What does that do again exactly? That's just a solid plus or 1d6 or something.
It's different for every single one. So, for Cat's Grace, he has advantage on all dexterity checks and does not take damage from falling 20 feet or less.
Okay, perfect. Wow, that's actually perfect for this situation.
Yep.
All right. Okay, so you gave him. He gets advantage on his check then.
And that was my last second level spell lock.
Oh no. All right. So you guys give him a pat and you send him on your way. You're all in your positions now.
And I am going to change into the Nyxborn Lynx.
All right. I don't think I don't have that prepared as a token. So do you want to just be a regular lynx?
Yep.
Wait, what's the difference?
Just picture it as a magical galaxy lynx.
Yeah, it's like a fucking galaxy lynx.
You're looking at a cat, but it's like sparkling.
Do you know what a lynx is, Ryan?
Yes.
Okay.
It's like a cat.
It's a cat, but bigger.
Yes.
I need to give you this. Because it's only right that I give you this.
Uh-oh.
Give what?
Where the fuck did I put the cat?
Dun, dun.
Constipation.
Okay, there we go. Pockies? Thank you. Starbelly Pocky? Where the fuck? Where the fuck? Alright, I can't. I'm not gonna find this in time. Alright, we'll just have to imagine that Marin is a lynx. She gets to be a cat.
Meow.
Meow.
Much more impressive.
Wait. You know what's even more impressive?
Impressive?
A giant weasel.
That's a weasel. Alright, fair enough.
There you go, Marin.
What I've always wanted.
This is exactly what you thought of.
Oh,
Like,
look.
perfect shape for those tunnels now.
You're gonna see all the gnomes kind of give a little noises of confusion and or excitement as you turn into fucking galaxy lynx.
No.
It says cat giant weasel.
It's a cat weasel. It's a giant cat weasel.
That's my cat.
Great, you just, it's a literal galaxy lynx. It doesn't make sense to look at and your eyes kind of hurt.
Right. You guys are gonna make your way as Fibblestop's gonna see you out. He's gonna press the button. That's not. What? I had it right the first time. And he's like, good luck to you, brave folks.
Marcus,
And also the Nyxborn Lynx has keen smell, so she should
Smell
be able
things.
to smell an orc.
Yeah.
Marcus bows to the gnome. He's, good luck to you too. And he pats the lynx on the head as it passes and kind of fist bumps Ryder in the chest before they leave.
It bumps in the chest. Punches lightly.
Yeah?
I'm just giving you shit.
That sounds about right.
You get reactions to those things. Alright, you guys make your way quietly through the tunnel. You kind of in the dark. As you have dark vision as a half elf, both you and Ryder do. So you do see you remember the latch that Dabbledop initially pressed to close the door into the vat, the grain vat that you first entered through. So
Do
you
I hear anything on the other side?
do a perception check.
Might be a bad idea. Maybe the lynx should do that.
Currently
The
stuck.
lynx is already catching, as she rounds the corner and starts to approach, she's already catching the faint scent of kind of a strange, like, herby grain scent mixed with the definite smell of orc.
Oh, goody.
Does the lynx indicate this in any way?
Hang on, Lynx is getting stuck in the walls.
The weasel.
This is weasel. She's just gonna kind of gently push past and poke her head out and sniff around and see what she sees and notices and smells.
Alright, so you're gonna hit the latch to quietly open this secret door into the vat, which is enclosed. So you open to a dark, like the powerful smell of just grain and herbs just hits you as the grain vat opens up. And you can hear now, as you kind of poke your head into there and climb inside, you do hear on the outside the sound of like low orca conversation, actually, from the far side of this chamber.
I'm gonna look back over my shoulder at the others with me and just kind of go.
Mars gonna nod as if he understands completely and kind of stays still. Well, what's the plan here? Should we attempt to sneak or fight our way through?
I can't talk. This is so frustrating.
One or two for the options. One or two nods.
One
She's
yip or
gonna
two
be-
yips.
She's just gonna do 3 nods, indicating a
Excellent.
third option.
What's the third option?
The third option is we are a distraction. We get them to see us, and we just book it and have them follow us.
Right. So you're gonna give the 3 nods as if you're doing something else, and then you're just gonna do it.
Yep, I'm just gonna bolt out, make sure they see the fucking galaxy shroom cat, and then take off.
Okay, so you kind of just barrel through the wooden doors that clank, like clatters against the ground, and
Skittering claws on the floor.
yeah, skittering claws and just whatever lynx sounds you make.
Those are
And
definitely lynx sounds.
lynx sounds, yeah.
Not actually. Definitely not that. She's literally just gonna take a quarter of a second to make sure they see her, and she's bolting already.
And you're gonna see as soon as the wood lever or the wood hatch clatters open, they're gonna go and kind of turn and see you and just start clambering immediately after you.
Marcus shoots a glance at Ryder and I was like, well, looks like that's our cue. And he kind of goes into the barrel.
Looking it.
Alright, so you actually see, as you're climbing into the barrel, you see the orcs charge past the entrance after the lynx as they're already ahead of you. You can... You're just making as much noise as you can, Keldon. You hear from farther down the chamber more, as the orcs are kind of letting out their like angry, chasing sounds. The other orcs chasing sounds of pursuit. You're gonna hear more responses from deeper in of orcs just yelling out random orcish words. And you two kind of book it to the other end of this warehouse as you... Sorry, I thought you were talking, but it's just me echoing back. Talking to myself. What would you say?
I was saying, for a mental image of what I'm picturing is she's trying to make as much noise as possible running. You know that picture of that, like, cowboy cat meme and its head's thrown back and it's yelling?
Yes.
In the sky.
With your head up just as you're running, and your head's, like, motionless to your feet.
Yeah.
You just angry orcs in pursuit. As you book it down this corridor and take a sharp, like a skittering
You're just,
right.
like, almost hitting the next wall, but don't.
Yeah, you're gonna like drift. You're gonna see 2 more orcs actually from the kitchen kind of darting into the dining room. They go chase you around, and you're gonna see this past the door, Ryder, and
Whoa.
so 4 orcs in total are in pursuit of Kalda. So what are you and Ryder doing as this is happening?
We're going to wait until the pursuit noises are fading a bit, and then kind of quiet run behind.
All right. And you are actually going to see, as you kind of peek your head out, the sounds of the main cluster of orcs kind of fades down this side path. You're going to see another orc kind of a orc that's a little lagging behind a little bit, poke out from the far side of the chamber, and kind of in confusion, gonna see you as you step out and immediately start chasing forward down the hallway. Both you and Ryder stepping out at the same time.
Where is he?
He's all the way down here. I don't know if you can see him, but he's at the end of the hall here.
Alright, well, we are going to run the other way over here, because we can make a loop.
Alright. So the other ones have no concept of you back there. You guys are just getting to the outside cliff edge here, Kelda, so you decide what you want to do. As the Ryder and Marcus are being chased by one orc, currently. So you guys are gonna do the full loop. So I'll say you guys get, as Kelda is just reaching the bottom and kind of splashing into the pool, you guys are gonna reach the entrance to this.
From the cliff.
Okay, you're just gonna straight jump off the cliff. So
Run through the
we don't have to simulate all this. Just
We're gonna just make a loop and come back around to the cliff.
yeah, you're gonna come back to the cliff. So you come back to the cliff, looping around with Ryder. And you now you can see the four orcs in front of you looking down as Kelda has gone over the cliff edge, and you have one behind you, so you're kind of sandwiched at this point. But luckily, as you're just coming up, you can see the other orcs clambering down. And Kelda, as you're splashing down, you actually see the ogre just look up in complete confusion as you come splashing down, screaming all manner of link sounds. He's in the process of actually ripping claws out of Bartholomew's paws. Seeming to add them to a trophy collection that he has. He's kind of just bent over the corpse of the bear, and he just completely confused as you jump down. And the other orcs are also going to just let out various cries and start coming forward.
Can I get an opportunity attack on the ogre as I go by?
Sure.
Just sideswipe him.
Can't believe they killed Bertella.
It does look like, from the quick glance you get, Kelda, it does look like he took at least 2 orcs with him before he went down.
Good boy.
That's my boy.
This is my boy. Alright, let's just swipe. Let's do clocks. We're doing a swipe. 1, 2, 3, slashing down.
Alright, so I'm assuming the orc is in hot pursuit.
Yep, you've got one orc in hot pursuit.
And are the other 4 orcs down already?
Yeah, they are currently climbing and or just skittering down the side of the cliff towards Kelda.
Alright, what are the remains of this bridge?
The bridge is completely collapsed.
Is there, like, poles at each end?
Plus 3 to that makes it a 5.
A 5 for attack?
The 5 for damage. I didn't do that. Okay, I'm gonna.
You gotta roll d20 for attack. Yeah, so the this section of the stone actually was completely collapsed by the boulder the ogre. The ogre. Yeah, so this side of the bridge is completely gone. There's nothing. It's just collapsed cliffside.
Okay.
You managed to actually get a bite on this ogre's ankle as you pass Kelda in your lynx form, just quickly and kind of darting to the side. Just a very lovely side swipe.
And I'm booking it straight for the middle of that patch of mushrooms and trying to get everyone to get there.
And as you're doing this, and as Marcus and Ryder run up to the edge, you can actually hear the loud sploosh as the cylinder just comes toppling over the edge of the waterfall. Lands on cue into the water and kind of starts rolling, and it draws the attention of all of the orcs now, both the ones in pursuit and also the ones who are kind of walking up from the other side. Like, what the heck? It just came flying down, and they actually, half of them seem to just start walking, kind of following orders. They start trudging through the water to go pick up the cylinder, while the other half seem more intent on just chasing you and catching you.
Alright, Marcus is going to, before they get out the top is going to point on the other side of the opening and nod to Ryder and dart to the right, like here. I'm assuming Ryder will go there.
Are those orcs all the way up on top?
No, they're at the bottom.
They're at the bottom. I'm just having a hard time
They
keeping.
like kick them off.
Sparta! Okay, so what are you doing? Sorry.
So Mark is going to indicate to Ryder to go here.
Alright.
And we are going to wait till the orc chasing us is right there, and then attempt to yeet him into the water.
Alright, so as soon as you get out to the cliff top here, the sparse cliff top actually that you have left, since a lot of it has been just crushed in and collapsed by the boulders that the ogre was throwing, you quickly kind of push him to the side a little bit and gesture to scatter, so you split off. Right as in hot pursuit, like a couple seconds behind, the other orc with his spear held in front of him just comes charging out like in confusion. And I will say you guys can get advantage on yeeting him off the cliff since he's kind of his momentum is working against him.
Wait, why do I get advantage?
With Ryder, yeah, you get advantage.
Oh, good. Good.
Alright, and the orc is going to try, and I'm gonna have him do a dexterity saving throw, actually. Against your... which he completely fucks up, so both in, with the combination of him kind of skittering to a halt and trying not to topple over the short, collapsed edge of this cliff face, and also you both appearing suddenly from both sides and just kind of either kicking him or shoving him forward, he just immediately just goes straight off the edge of this cliff and splashing and or clattering down into the water next to the other orcs who just kind of look over in complete disdain. So you guys, so he is now in the center. Most of them are now clustered around the center here. It looks like there is about 10 orcs in total.
Alright, Mark is going to peer over the edge, and what is happening with the weasel?
The weasel is currently splashing her way towards the center of the pool. So you've now drawn most of them, including the ogres, kind of like stomping after you towards the center, while these three are going for the cylinder.
Alright, Mark is going to say, alright, bows out. Stay behind so that you don't get hit by boulders. Just take down the ones going for the cylinder to enhance the ruse. Buy her a little time.
She's gonna let out the elf, or she's just gonna scream for Pip to do the thing and then bolt for the cliff edge.
Alright. So you're going to loop back around. You're probably going to take, so let's have, Ryder is going to, you have your crossbow too, right? At
Yes.
this point? So you and Ryder get a shot on any of these orcs here that are currently going for the cylinder. As you loop back around kind of along the edge of the cliff here, Calda, trying to stay as far away as you can. And unfortunately, one of them is going to see you in time and kind of veer off to cut you off, so he's going to get an opportunity attack on you. These two are too slow to do so.
Marcus is going to yell out, "Keep them away from the beacon!" And he's going to fire off a bolt at this dude.
Alright, so let's have you do your attack. I'm going to have Ryder do his attack.
Ow.
Wow. And you recognize this Calda as you're passing.
Gimpy no balls?
You recognize this as no balls.
Gimpy no balls!
Or he's actually still kind of gimping as he's like going down to leaning down to pick up the cylinder. So he kind of, as he's taking this bolt in the back, you can see he's already wounded. He's like, oh, sploosh. Very unceremoniously to what he's already survived through, goes down.
Tragic end of Gimpy no balls.
End of Gimpy no balls. He just splashes face first into the cylinder as it's rolling slowly through the water, like the stream, towards the center of the pool. And Ryder's hit is also going to hit true on this one closest. You can see it hit him on the shoulder, kind of make him jerk forwards a bit. Does not make him go down, but it definitely seems like it's hurting. But being an orc, he just kind of shoves it up and goes to grab the cylinder in place of his fallen Gimpy comrade. And Calda, you're gonna get opportunity attacked by this guy. Only one of them. Who is? How much hit points does your weasel have?
The Lynx.
Lynx, sorry, your Lynx.
Wow.
Your nicknames.
37.
We're just gonna call it a wings.
37. All right, you take 10 damage across the back, your hind legs, as he gets a swipe in on the very tip of his great axe there. But you keep limping forward, just splashing and hurling yourself forward through the water, trying to get to the edge of the cliff here. Don't you don't have to. Yeah, you don't have to put it all in. I know that you have 37.
I'm doing it because I like to, because it's fun.
You look damaged. There you go.
I'm fixing it, don't worry.
Mark is going to shoot a glance at Ryder and tilt his head towards the cliff. And he's going to wait for Ryder to get by and then, or get next to him, and then they're going to jump down.
Okay, so as you guys are all converging on the cliff here, Calda and Marcus, you're both gonna see, especially from your perch up on the cliff top there, you're gonna see Pip's form immediately bolt up on top of this rock here. And you can't see it from down there, but you see him peek up. He's got the gramophone held up, and in front of the gramophone, he's kind of awkwardly but steadily holding the amplifying glass pointed straight down at the mushrooms. He's kind of got his clearly very focused, and you're just going to hear, as you all converge, the sound of some magical discharge kind of fly through the air around you, echoing between the canyons as something is released from the. You can see the brilliant glow from the center of the amplifying glass. As something is released, you don't see like a bolt or a beam or anything. You just see this bright light and then hear the sound, and then it disappears. And as you all, in the same moment, the ropes, Seagrain and Howdor throw their ropes down. They come tumbling down over the cliff edges for you guys to latch onto.
Right.
And as you clamber to catch onto the rope, and you have all the orcs kind of, some of them are looking up in confusion at the sound. The ogre's kind of just paying no mind and splashing through the water very slowly. He's clearly not very, very dexterous, I guess, in the water. And you wait in the kind of tense moments that follow for anything to happen. And unfortunately, nothing happens. For several long seconds. As you guys grab up, I need you to do with advantage. All of you do. Actually, you guys are being helped up. So with advantage, do athletics checks.
You don't need advantage.
Just roll again anyway to see if it's better. Well, wasn't bad.
Calda doesn't even need the rope. She actually just yeets up onto the cliff edge and just digging her claws into the soft kind of limestoney rock, just starts yanking herself up the cliffside, almost like it's a tree. While Marcus, you kind of swiftly grab onto the rope, start pulling yourself up, glancing back down to see if Ryder is following you. He does actually. He seems like he's shaking and kind of incredibly nervous. He almost the rope slips through his hand the first time he goes to grab it, but he managed to grab on, starts pulling himself slowly up, and you all. Before the orcs can really get to you to retaliate or do anything, they're either confused by the sound, by what you're doing, or just focus more on the cylinder and hauling it out of the water and kind of retreating a little bit. And you wait for anything at all to happen, but unfortunately, as you're climbing up this 60-foot high cliff, so it's going to take a little bit of time for you to get up. You get about 10 feet up, 15 feet up, still nothing is happening, and you kind of feel the dread just welling up in your chests as your plan seems to be on the verge of failing. And from behind you, you hear, while most of the orcs, like there's a scattering of orcish tongue as they are just talking and shouting between each other as to what's going on. You can hear the captains kind of a little bit more towards the back here, just shouting orders, probably mostly to pull the cylinder back, like retreat, retreat. And the ogre you're going to hear go kind of angrily as he stomps forward, and seeing you kind of climb out of the reach of his swing, is just going to reach down and start rummaging through the water and pull out from the stream bed a large stone and put it in a sling and start.
Marcus is going to grab the rope below him and start swinging, or like kind of running along the side of the cliff, trying to make the shot as difficult as possible. Kind of swinging Ryder on that.
Ryder back and forth. All right. As you do this, Ryder seems to suddenly hearing the sound of the swinging, the heavy boulder just in the air right behind him, and kind of knowing what's coming. He kind of seizes up in the moment and just holding onto the rope. And as you're swinging him back and forth, he's just struggling to keep his momentum up as he's going up. But you swing him, trying to keep the shot difficult. And I will give. Where is his roll? Here we go. Fuck. But unfortunately, you hear. And from beneath you, as you're looking down and kind of also hauling yourself forward, the rope is slowly getting raised by Howdor, who's up at the top of your rope, just pulling both of you up just by sheer force of strength. You just hear the clattering of stone as the boulder flies forward and smashes into the side of the cliff, right here. Actually off course, but you manage to swing him back into the crash of the not quite being able to gauge the trajectory of the swing, and it lands right in between you and Ryder. There's about 15 feet between, or 10 feet between the you and Ryder on this rope. It lands right in the middle, severing the rope right beneath you where it lands. The rope starts to kind of shake, and you struggle to hold on in that moment. But Ryder unfortunately gets severed from your grasp and goes falling down to splash down into the water, just as the loudest series of explosions and the biggest puff of multicolored rainbow smoke fills the cliff.
Oh, nice.
With the just cries of many orcs and a angry ogre as the whole canyon area inside where the mushrooms were explodes into a giant puff of just magical energy smoke, and you don't even see what's going on. The smoke is thick colored smoke that's just billowing. It actually washes over both you and Calda and up to the top of this 60-foot cliff as you are being pulled up, and you do manage to reach the top of the cliff.
Yay, go team!
Turning around to see, can I do a mass dead? Turning around to slowly watch as the smoke dissipates, and you see, first thing you see is one corpse that seems to be just floating in the water with its neck broken, and out from the side of its neck is a looks like an arm that has grown out of the side of its neck. In fact, along with several other arms and legs that have just suddenly sprouted all over every inch of its body. It's just a nasty, grotesque ball of limbs that's just sitting there, clearly dead, in the center of the pool, followed by all manner of awful things. Some of them have just completely exploded, almost like they were incinerated in spot. The ogre itself has been... It seems as though it has been completely disassembled, like an orange peel slowly being just peeled away from the center of the mass. It's just kind of in a jumbled mess at the also floating in the pool along with all the other orcs. They're all very dead. All of the ones that were in this vicinity.
Oh, you wiped out. You wiped
are
out.
dead.
Except for this man.
No, I'm working on them. I can't do a mass perish apparently.
No, I'm teasing you. I'm teasing you. I said everyone
Except for one, he's standing there looking around confused, and then after like 10 seconds, he just explodes. It was slow.
slow growth.
What about Ryder? Is he okay?
Marcus is going to see this and assume that the magic is gone. He's gonna hop down the waterfall
Wait,
again.
before he does, Calda moves faster than him in the form she's in, so she's already going down the cliff.
You are going to go down the cliff. Just as you do see, as the smoke begins to clear, you do see movement. Oh, sorry, there was another 2 orcs that were supposed to come down, and I forgot.
Oh, hi.
Hello. They were running after Kelda from the other side. They came from me. Don't mind me. You do see movement on the far side of the waterfall, and standing on the edge, you see a still in his grasp, still holding one of the gnomes just by the back of the neck now, kind of as almost like a trophy. A much larger than the other orcs, what you assume is the head captain of all the orcs, standing. He was far enough away that he did not get hit by the blast. He's kind of just walking up to the edge of the waterfall pool, looking through the smoke, and he sees all of you, especially Calda, as you're jumping down the waterfall cliffside to go search for Ryder. He sees all of you up on top of the cliff, and you just hear his voice kind of boom through the canyon between the cliff tops as he shouts up at you. Unmoving, he's not coming towards you, but he does say, "The Black Spider will know of this. None of you will be safe."
Can I chase him?
Black spider.
And he's
remember-
just going to turn
can I
and begin
Keep
walking.
finding that emblem everywhere.
Can I
Yeah,
dash?
yeah. Like, why is...
Can I dash after him?
I'm guessing that glass step must be the.
You're
black
using
spider.
all of your movement to get down the cliff in this moment. So you can dash after him, but he's kind of pretty far ahead of you.
I like how the other orc is still in the river.
She got stuck on a rock. She didn't float all the way away.
Oh, wait.
Oh, wait.
Oh, wait.
Orcs do have a 40 movement speed as well, so he's
30,
honestly gonna be gone before you get there. Calda, he's booking it.
Family.
Yeah, he's gone.
Even if I dash.
What about
Even
Ryder?
if you dash, yeah.
He's speed walking,
Come on, Ryder.
You see
swinging his hips.
he does also, you hear, kind of in the distance, just the echoing, "Ah!" As, apparently he just yeets one of the gnomes he was holding, the gnome he was holding, sorry, not one of, to the side and just kind of pays no attention in favor of retreating. Yeah, he did not actually kill her, shockingly. She's alive. And she is currently running back in your direction. You can see her little legs kind of, and she is just flying as she's running. And Calda, as you're just getting to the base of the waterfall, kind of half running down the cliffside, along with Marcus, who's climbing down as quick as he can, you do see Ryder's body, unfortunately, floating. This is the deeper part of the pool.
Oh no!
So you see him floating there at the base of the waterfall, and I won't describe the state that he's in for the sake of...
Is he for sure dead?
Yes, from the distance that his intestines are currently away from his body, he's definitely dead.
Marcus kind of wades up to him
Stop describing it.
and pulls him up to, I don't know where a rock shelf would be. Kind of gathers his entrails, I guess.
Where's the sad music? Where's the fucking sad music?
Yeah, where's Taps, Kim? Come on.
This is bullshit.
I mean,
Man down.
I know.
kind of lays him down and kind of sits down next to him.
He was so brave.
You just sit down next to him quietly. Kelda, what are you doing while this is happening?
I am walking up to Marcus and I'm gonna sit down next to him.
Okay, you sit down quietly.
And
What?
just gonna
Next to
put-
Marcus.
Just gonna put her head on his knee.
Marcus is gonna pet the lungs absentmindedly.
Alright, as you sit there solemnly mourning the loss of your half-elf ranger friend who managed to pull himself together at the end there. Although he was,
And then get pulled apart.
and then, oh
Oh
no!
no.
Why?
Oh no.
His entrails were out. I couldn't hold it.
I know. Here, you want some sad music?
Yes,
There it is.
I just imagine the sad music.
Even the
Oh,
cat's crying.
Yeah, he's sad.
It's sad.
He's sad. Cats can sense these things.
Bullshit
You know
over.
what Mama
That's
said?
what sense these things.
You know Mama said, Yo.
Up from the top of the cliff, you do, before you guys were doing this, as you're kind of climbing down and the smoke was clearing, you do hear Pip kind of let out, yeah! Like a shout of triumph, and then as soon as he sees what's going on, it just immediately goes quiet, and he's like, oh.
Oh,
Why am I on the side of the waterfall?
Because you put
You're
yourself
currently
there.
falling.
you're just levitating inside the waterfall. No big deal.
I have ascended. He's gonna walk up to Pip and pat him on the back.
In one place.
You did good, kid.
Pip is currently has his head in one of his hands and is just rubbing his temples. And you two hear kind of to juxtapose the somber mood. You hear fucking Dabbletop walk up, kind of waddle up to next to Haldor and peer over the edge and just go, "Ah, marvelous! This fairy worked!" Paying no mind to the sad companions.
To the sad music.
The sad music, yeah. she can't hear it. She doesn't have that privilege.
You can't read the scenes here.
No privilege.
Well, I heard some shouting. I'm assuming that one of them got away, yes. She's saying to Seagrain.
No social
Yes.
skills. though.
Well, that's just unfortunate.
Darn.
However, you need to refortify this place.
Why?
They may
We
come
killed
back.
them all.
All but one.
One of them
I mean-
may bring back more.
You had to pull something out of your ass to defend it this time. I think you should, you know, maybe work on some more traditional defense.
Invest.
And you can see for the first time on Dabbledop's like belligerent little face, you do see kind of the gravity of the situation's just starting to sink in. She's kind of realizing that she probably, or at least their settlement and her people will probably not be safe from now on. With and she, with that, her voice kind of gets a little bit more sullen, and she just, oh, you're right. They already knew about the existence of the beacon, and they would have come back anyway, wouldn't they have?
Yes.
Oh,
Take
baller!
down glass
Pebble off
dab.
the cliff.
You know what?
I'm kicking a pebble off the waterfall.
Oh.
Oh, I thought you were gonna Pocahontas off the cliff.
It
Yeah,
falls.
That's
system-
appropriate.
Oh no. It
You
falls.
Pocahontas music.
symbolically and splashes in the water below. Aw. The Dabbletop actually kind of just waddles back towards, well, I guess we'll just have to find somewhere else to go. Kind of reconvenes with the rest of the gnomes who are all very quiet and sullen, also not really celebrating their victory as the realization is sinking in. And meanwhile, the two at the bottom are trying to find out what to do from here. Your next move.
Calva's gonna stand up and go over to Bartholomew.
Tragic.
And when she gets there, she's going to drop Link's form. You know when I can move. And she's just gonna pat Bartholomew on the head and then light him on fire.
Wow.
He is currently floating inside of a pool of water.
He's damp.
His hair is
He's
very
damp.
damp. It's matted both from water and also blood. As you can see, he's been wounded in several places.
He's been ogred.
He's been ogred.
Did he have
Yeah,
family?
it actually also
Is
looks
there
like
somebody we can tell? Family?
We never got to talk to him. We didn't.
The
get
Bertala family.
Bertala family.
No.
The Bertols.
The bear.
Bertol bears.
The Bertol.
Turtles. Can
There's-
I get him somewhere dry?
You can try, but you're not going to be able to haul his
He's a large bear.
corpse by yourself.
Yes, but could he like float on the water?
You could float him over to one of the islands or something.
That's what I'm thinking. We're doing a Viking burial.
But by float, I mean kind of have a little bit of buoyancy as he's not floating completely off the base. It's only 3 foot deep pool, and he's taller than that, so.
Hey, I'll call it. Hey, Marcus.
Marcus kind of looks over.
You ever heard of a Viking burial at sea?
I can't say I have.
It's a very good thing, and we can make that happen. Do you mind giving me a hand?
Marcus kind of sits there for a moment, and then slowly gets up and picks Ryder's body up. If that is a possibility. Since you didn't describe him, I'm only imagining with his guts strewn everywhere.
It literally looks like all of the. He's actually not. He's not damaged on the outside. It just looks like everything on the inside was teleported a few feet to the left.
Oh.
Oh.
Is it
Well, he's
functioning?
gonna pick up the rest of him.
You would ask that.
Can we teleport it back?
But then we can put it back.
I don't think that's how that works. If it's still moving, we just put it all back and he'll be fine.
Nothing happened. Like this never happened.
It never happened.
He's sleeping.
Alright, well, Marcus is going to.
Put him on
Kinda.
Put him on the island.
Yeah, he's gonna carry his outsides.
His hollow. His skeleton is still intact. It's like all of his internal
There, his
organs.
bones.
Right.
His
So he's gonna
bones.
carry his outsides to this rock.
What about his brain?
His brain is not amongst the organs, Marin. Why do you need to know this? Marin.
Listen, let's just say you should all be very grateful.
I
I
mean-
did not choose to play a necromancer right now.
Yep. I was gonna say, we need to be careful with our choice of animal NPCs.
And he's going to kind of float Bartholomew to the
We're
rock
gonna
and
pull
kind
him
of
together.
roll him up.
Pull him up.
Alright, easy enough. You guys can together pull him up a little ways up onto the rock.
And I'm gonna light my hands on fire and look at Marcus for the okay.
Just kind of look blankly and turn back to look at them.
Alright.
Alright. I'm gonna start lighting up the corpses.
Alright. You have to hold your lit hands over these corpses for quite a while to get their damp forms to light, but eventually they do with enough perseverance. And you guys share a, and you can also see up on top of the cliff both Pip and actually Howdor. I'm not sure about Seagrain. Seagrain, are you also?
There.
Right. Seagrain, Pip, and Howdor are all standing very solemnly on the edge. Kind of. Pip actually has his hand clasped over his heart, kind of doing a somewhat of a prayer salute type thing. As Seagrain is offering support, and Howdor is just kind of standing there looking up a bit more sad than usual.
He's dangling his feet over the edge and kind of looking glumly down.
Oh. As the flames slowly lift and kind of this thick.
He fell off the cliff.
Really fall off. He's fine. He did the slide. He's fine.
Error.
He moonwalked his way back up.
As a kind of a thick pillar of what kind of smoke do bodies let off? Is it white or black? It's black, right?
Black.
Black, yeah. So a thick pillar of black smoke begins to raise from the flames, and you slowly watch.
Burning flesh smoke.
Yeah, burning flesh smell.
We're just gonna back off to this ledge again. Which you can't get to anymore. I'm gonna just sit down and stare.
So if you're sitting down next to Ryder's guts inside?
No.
I assume Ryder's guts are over here because I
wasn't sure
moved
if you
him.
gathered those two.
He did not.
Yeah. I'm assuming you'd only gather them if they were attached.
What? What'd you say?
I said I thought it's what's on the inside that's important.
Ban her.
No. Ban her from the game.
I deserve that.
Toxic.
Alright. Sorry, I should probably put them here. And you guys share a solemn, probably about half an hour, where you sit and watch the flames slowly eat away at the the corpses of your fallen allies. You're not quite sure where Maxwell and Jayla fell when the boulders struck the cliff sides, but you would you imagine that you would have also included them. You are including them in the moment, of course, of solace and it's now getting into the sun. You can see starting to set now, kind of on the horizon of the valley. It would otherwise be a very beautiful scene, if not for the carnage scattered about you and the thick flame and the smell of just burning flesh. Unfortunately, in your noses, but it would be the setting sun is very fitting backdrop for the mood, as it's now getting into about probably 6 p.m., 7 p.m. in the evening. But you finally did. You repelled the orcish invasion, almost all of them, and at least stopped more gnomes from losing their lives, and probably more than that.
Once the bodies are just embers, Mark is going to kind of pipe up to Calda and say, I think I made a mistake coming here.
What do you mean?
This was can call them my teams first. Real combat. I thought we were ready. We saw these. Well, we saw these poor gnomes getting attacked, and well, I guess I charged in without second thought, but in retrospect, maybe that wasn't the right thing to do.
Well, that's a hard call because, well, this many orcs are obviously hard to fight, right? But at the
All
same
I hear
time,
from Chimera is
She's very quiet, but I can hear.
I don't know what she's saying. I just hear.
I can understand-ish.
I'm gonna turn down the waterfall.
Let me just turn the tap down a little.
Can you repeat that, Maya?
That's
Hey, you're
better. I can
louder.
hear her now.
No, she actually is just bow, bow, bow.
But basically, the point is, I mean, look at the top of the waterfall. There are living gnomes up there that may have not been living gnomes. You know, if we didn't have your help.
Maybe I should have told my men to stay back.
Well,
I can't say bringing them here was the best idea. For the sake of my own ego, I suppose.
nobody can say that, but also what's done is done. Can't be undone, but it did die helping others.
Marcus pushes back his hair flop. And kind of holds his hand on top of his head and nods a little. Says, well, they did die with honor. I will say that.
That they did.
I'm not sure what I'm gonna do now, though. I can't go back to my family having lost all my men.
Why were you out here in the first place?
Well, my family had finally sent me off on a real mission, let's say. They had heard of advancing orcs in this area, so they sent me and my team to investigate. Not exactly to engage, but I suppose in my eagerness I pushed a little too far. So I can't imagine I'll be welcomed back with open arms.
That's a tough one. You technically succeeded, but at massive loss. That's tough.
Marcus nods.
At that, Pip is currently, he has been making his way slowly down the cliff face to join you as the embers have died down now and you guys are still down here kind of chatting. And he walks up just as you're saying that, Kelda, and he just says, "Perfect. Well, I see Calda's back at her back at it with her incredible consolation skills. How you holding up there, bud?"
Marcus turns to him and says, I'm not sure, but that was a good shot. All of us are alive because of you. Thank you.
Yeah, well, we lost someone, so maybe I should have missed.
That was the ogre's fault.
I know. Still. I overheard something about you don't know where to go next. Marcus was the name, right?
Yeah. Um, let's just say I'm baby hands among friends.
Right. I did hear that off to the side, but
Marcus kind of flexes his smallish hands a little and looks down and says, well, as a member of the Steelhand family, you can imagine that these hands aren't exactly representative of my family's stature. But
so everybody in your family has really big hands.
they are massive, including my sisters.
Oh. Your sister has bigger hands than you?
Yeah, she is quite the warrior. I look up to her very much.
Literally or figuratively?
I wasn't gonna say it, Caldo.
Oh, she is a few inches shorter than me, but I'll say figuratively.
Look, man, he kind of walks up and pats you on like the bottom of your bracer because you're sitting up a little bit on the edge of the cliff there, or on the ridge. We all lose people sometimes. I can attest to that. But most important thing is we move forward and we meet new people. And kind of glances between Seagrain and Calda with a little smile and. So, I mean, if you have nowhere else to go, I'm sure you're welcome to join us. He kind of says that with a little bit of a emphasis, like as if he's unsure if it's us quite yet. What was that, Calda?
Calda's gonna clap her hands and cheers Pip say us.
Hey, us. Very ambiguous. Still haven't made up my mind, but. Still, you're welcome to join us.
Howdor doing that dance.
I was attempting to get over. Going to walk up in front of Marcus and place a large hand on his head.
Howdor is?
Yes.
He's been chosen.
And he's going to say, big heart.
Small hands.
He's not going to mention the small hands.
Big heart, small.
He speaks.
Back to the beer.
And then Howder's going to kind of plop down in the water.
And it's over.
Marcus is going to kind of regain a bit of his deflation. I don't know how you would describe it.
The dwarf
We
is
all know
going
what you
to
mean.
get out a bunch of mugs and pour everyone a drink.
That's how we mourn our dead right there. Pip's gonna gladly take the mug.
And Marcus is going
Put some
to...
of those mushrooms in there.
They're all gone.
The mushrooms are
Pip.
gone.
Mushrooms are gone.
No, Pip and I stole some earlier.
Yeah, we did. Pip's gonna reach in his pack and pull out 3 purple ones.
I've
Bring
got
in there.
5.
I would mess with those.
Marcus eyes them and raises an eyebrow.
Maybe not right now.
Oh, right, too soon.
Then pointedly looks at all of the many-handed orcs.
That was when we exploded them with an amplifier.
Yeah, maybe like a bunch of magical effects reacting at once, can rip organs out of bodies. I don't know.
Too soon.
Too
Seems-
soon.
I'm sorry.
So that
Kind of scratches the back of his head.
how long do you think did the heart keep beating? Or did it stop? It?
Kelda, what happened to too soon?
I'm very curious. I'm sorry. I want to know if it was some. I just want to know if something could be put
Marcus
back in a different scenario.
kind of sighs and raises his mug. Says, to our friends.
To our friends.
And he downs the whole thing in one go.
Oh boy.
As does Pip. And you all know,
Attaboy.
you all know how Pip holds his alcohol.
And then the dwarf does his.
Alright, Calda, what you gonna do?
Oh, he's
Fuck it.
Fuck it.
She's gonna down it.
Down it, you all down your alcohol.
Hador is familiar with this drink, and he enjoys it very much.
Yeah, as Pip is gonna wipes his sleeve on the back of his mouth. Or back of his sleeve on his mouth.
I was gonna say
The back of his mouth.
Shoves his
on the
sleeve in his mouth.
Shoves his fist in his mouth. God, this is good brew. Where do you get this stuff, Orc? Or, dwarf.
You just call him a dork.
Yes,
We're goblin. And now what?
Hey, he confused orcs for dwarfs earlier. I'm dyslexic.
It's okay. This is everybody can be a friendly species. It's fine.
Except for that racist gnome.
Yes, Dabbledup is much.
Fuck that guy. Fucking phenomenal.
Well, if that offer still stands, I might take you up on
You'll fit
joining
in.
it.
One of us. One of us.
At least until I find a way to redeem my family name. So,
I mean, we could just keep it all on the down low, and you know,
Nobody has to know.
they just got lost on the way back.
I mean, that's an option.
right.
Maybe not the most chivalrous option, but it's an option and a valid one.
I'm guessing, though, by the whole the way you approached us earlier, you're not too keen with that idea.
No, I'm not. I think I will send a missive to my family and let them know what happened and what I'm doing to atone. So, I think we have to worry about that.
That seems like an honorable thing to
Your
do.
family seems like a drag, man.
Real.
Osha's voice speaks down from the heavens.
She used her booming voice.
Yeah, she's your
I did.
booming voice from
Booming
Fandom.
voice.
You just hear it
Not like
all
you're
the way through the valley.
God, if
Everyone-
Osha was ending at some point, then we can do that.
Yes.
Everyone in the area thinks, you know what? My family is a drag.
Exactly.
Group think.
We should head inside and get some rest.
You read my mind, dwarf.
Oh my god, you guys finally got to sleep?
It's been
Holy
a
shit.
week.
Yeah,
How many days in game has it been since we slept, or has this just been one like
It-
full
it-
week
3
long
sessions ago.
You are actually just reaching the point where you are going to start taking levels of exhaustion if you continue to stay
Day?
awake.
How many days has it been?
It actually has not been days. It's only been about 24 hours.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's how slow you are.
Also, fun question. I'm ignoring that statement. Fun question.
Like, you're
Good
actually
tip.
maybe...
Need
We're
the
still maybe
advantage
half a
roll
day ahead of you.
to
Oh.
make the shot.
What was that, Kelda?
Did Pip need his advantage roll to make that shot? I'm just.
You want to
curious.
know?
I want to know.
Okay, I'll for the
Because
sake
you
of
know.
for the sake of your curiosity, yes, he did. He needed it very much.
Oh!
In fact, the reason that I made it go slow is he missed the first roll, and the second roll he barely hit the DC.
Holy shit!
What would
Glad
have
I
happened if
did
you
that.
not? That would have been...
That would have been tragic.
You be.
Then Ryder would have died for nothing.
Well, Ryder might not have died.
No, the ogre was still hitting, no matter what. Actually, if Pip had hit it better, he actually might have lived. But you know, don't tell Pip that.
We won't.
It's all Pip's fault.
Well, here's the question though: if he had like completely missed, would he have like Would something bad still have happened if he had hit near someone, since it was like magic energy?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
What if he had blasted the
It was
orc
honestly that
over?
was a really good shot because he was 60 feet up on top of this cliff, looking down towards the middle. So that was like
He's
a
got some skills.
yeah. If you guys hadn't given that to Pip, honestly, that might have gone.
Why do you think we
Poorly.
gave it to Pip?
I know.
So
Because
it's like a 100-foot shot.
Yeah. To be
Good for
fair, it's got
that.
a decent range because it is kind of just a magical
Cannon.
energy beam cannon. Yeah, but still, it's quite a shot.
Pip uses hydroblast.
It uses basically a laser beam.
Hyper beam. There we go. Pip uses
Frickin'
hyper
laser
beam.
beam.
It's super effective.
Make
So-
your insides your outsides.
Oh, too soon, Kelda.
Stop! You're fired. Get out.
But I put the fire out, looks at
Rebel,
him.
you're fired. Go roast some potatoes.
What happened to your
roast
voice?
of
I don't
potatoes?
know.
A roast
Some
of potatoes? Did that just come out of your mouth?
I don't know what happened.
That's not your dwarf voice. What happened?
You knew it happened. It just came out.
Pip is going to look around to the other four of you and just say, well, should we head back up, reconvene with the gnomes, see what they're going to be doing?
And
Somewhere to
love
sleep
of
for
God, we
fuck's
need
sake.
to sleep.
Yeah. I mean, I was thinking we should probably eat first. I haven't eaten in, I don't, God knows how long.
Oh, you didn't
Make the
try any of the
ungrateful little
food.
bastard feed you.
And
He's
give
gonna
us a
climb
place
up.
to sleep. Yeah,
Marcus
climbing
nods
up.
and
Climbing up.
says, well, let's see what the gnomes think of doing next, and we can take a rest here. And collides with the wall.
Is there an owl in the game, or is that in my house?
That might
I
be in your
cannot
house.
get up. I cannot. There we go.
Oh, damn, that was really loud.
Oh,
Big ass owl right outside the.
Oh, I can't move at all. Oh,
nice.
what is happening? Why?
Witchcraft.
Why? What? What?
What are you
Just
doing?
let it
Beth?
happen.
Help me, G-Master. Help.
What have you done?
Broke it, Ryan.
Ah, yes, my better friend.
As you guys walk back into the interior of the tunnels, make your way kind of in the flickering. Some of the lanterns that line the ceiling have just gone out at this point. There's only a couple left, and in the dull light, you see you enter back into the warehouse, and you see that the gnomes have kind of started filtering out through the tunnels now that everything is generally safe. And you see both Bibblestop and Dabbledop kind of rushing towards you as the other gnomes start trickling out throughout the rest of the compound. Excellent work, all of you!
Hello, little one. What are your plans from now on? I can't say that Nomagard will be safe.
No, you're very correct.
What is this music?
It's gnome music.
It's adorable.
Is it gnomes on a trampoline again?
Woo!
Never change
Wow.
it.
She kind of looks almost bashful all of a sudden, like kind of looking up at the side. She's a little bit hunched down in her posture where she was like super confident before. I don't suppose you kind folk would have any idea of she kind of scratches her cheek, a place that we could stay.
Well, my family is stationed in the city of Waterhaven. I'm sure if you show this to them, you'd be able to find refuge there. And he takes out his signet ring. This thingy.
Yes.
And he says,
A ring that shows people holding hands.
wait, what?
It says a gauntlet's clutching another gauntlet.
At the wrist.
Oh.
Gotta read the whole sentence, Ryan. I know that's difficult.
It's hard, okay? I'm barely awake.
I'm sorry. There is still creepy fucking sounds.
Why are there still creepy sounds?
There's gnome sounds. She reaches up and takes the signet ring, kind of very surprised by the offer. This is pure gold.
Well, I can't say my family isn't privy of many resources. If you ask around town for Helene Steelhand, she is my sister, and explain to her what happened here. Just let her know that, well, I am on a quest to atone for my sin, but...
Holy shit. Hello?
Nice.
Perfect timing.
Wow.
Oh no!
Did you like that? Is that what you wanted?
Yes.
Awesome.
I thought that was.
As the sound of a screaming old man fills the air.
Oh god.
Nice. Nice.
Great.
She is my sister, and the admittedly most accommodating of my siblings. So, just explain to her what happened, and you can find refuge there, you and all of your people.
Shush. Well, this is as Fibble is walking up. Hello, game. Hello. There we go. Well, me and Fibble will have to. She kind of looks down at the ring. Convene with their highnesses and, well, His Majesty, I suppose. There's Corbo's, King Corbo's is currently in quite a bad state, but we'll have to talk with them and see what they think is right. We're quite loath to leave behind the beacon, you see. We've guarded it for hundreds of years.
Can you seal off all entrances to the cave for now, and come back at a later date?
Why don't you guys take the beacon and take care of it?
It's a tree.
It's a tree.
Oh,
It's
a
a whole ass tree.
It won't fit in Hoarder's bag?
Just
Put it in a
transplant
huge
it.
pot.
It's like 10 feet tall.
Shrink it.
You feed it a mushroom.
Do you dwarves have? Do you gnomes have a shrinking device?
Oh, well, nothing that advanced, but now that you mention it, she'll actually kind of perk up a little bit. I did have some ideas as to things we can reward you with, if you would like, but please follow me.
Shit.
Yep,
Hell
that's
yeah.
Not why.
What? No, we want the rewards. What are you talking about? Shut your mouth.
The booming voice
Ow.
comes over
booming
the
voice of
mountains.
God.
No, what are you talking about? We want the rewards.
He's just gonna follow her.
Too goody fucking dwarf.
Alright,
Jesus.
hold on to your horses. I am just going to magically move everybody because I am...
I do not have the presence of mind, and also now I can't open Discord without crying.
That was smooth.
Why can't you open Discord without crying? Oh,
Because the cat picture's right there, and I laugh so hard I cry.
The video was good, wasn't it?
I didn't know my laptop was
That's the
You
sound
broke Marin.
Squeaking
That's the sound you
ensues.
were making as the cat, so I
You
got it
fucking
for you.
broke Marin.
I'm so happy.
I'm happy.
Marin.
Oh
Let the emotions run through you.
Oh,
Embrace
no. I
them.
haven't laughed this out in a
Embrace
long
the
time.
emotion.
Just be like, oh, they're having a conversation. Let me just listen to this magnificent.
I did not. I will later. I don't want to. I
Oh
want
no.
busy.
All right. Sorry, back to me. She kind of starts waddling over. She leads you all the way through the tunnels, kind of back down into the workshop, and to the back of the workshop to the table where she has, where they had several gadgets laid out. And oddly enough, you find the chicken actually poking around in the back of the workshop, kind of just clucking and hanging out.
Get the magic chicken.
She kneels down and is like, "Oh, banana, you're such a good chicken." Pats her on the head. And then she kind of gathers up three things and comes over to you, one of which looks like a wand, another of which is a large pole-looking object, and the last of which is a amulet. And she picks them all up in her little gnome arms and carries them over to you, Seagrain. And I'm gonna have you double-click on the spot where she was standing.
Dun, dun, dun.
Here,
Now,
I think these
Brian,
will be of
let's
use to
discuss
you.
before you dick.
I'm just looking.
Okay.
We got a wand of pyrotechnics.
Holy
We're giving
shit.
that straight to Chimera.
She already has fire.
It's Wukong's pole.
She already has fireballs.
Oh,
Fireball, fireball, fireball.
That's cool. Okay, a clockwork amulet.
She gives something to the new guy.
Oh my god.
Marin, what does that sound?
Lauren, really, what is your late night things happening here?
I hear chickens.
Something Ryan posted.
Sorry.
Marin's having a break.
Wow.
Hilarity.
So you can talk to this pole and it gets bigger and smaller.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes, you do need a command. Oh, shit. What's the command word?
That was good.
Fibble, do you remember what we didn't... what were we doing when we found... She's like scratching her head and trying to think. Wasn't I calling you a name?
Oh my god.
We accidentally set the command word. Fibble kind of looks over and just rolls his eyes like, yeah, I remember that. You called me a Philistine.
Oh my god.
Rude.
Right, a Philistine. That's the command word. Just shout that at the top of your lungs and that pole will come shooting out.
You dumbass Philistine.
Is everybody able to see this?
See what?
The items that you're getting?
yeah.
No.
No.
You also get a clockwork amulet, which it's kind of like it's actually powered by the magic of Mechanus, the plane of clockwork. When you make an attack roll while wearing it, you can forgo the d20 roll after you roll to go for a 10 instead. A straight 10. So if you roll in that 1 or anything less than that, you can get a 10.
Wow.
I get lots of.
And then do you add your modifier?
What?
Do you add your modifier to that, or is it just a straight 10?
You do add the modifier, yeah, because
Gotcha.
it's just the roll.
Yeah, I'll take the amulet.
Alright, so you take the amulet, put that on over your armor. The satisfying clink.
Somebody get the chicken.
Ding, ding, ding. Ding, 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 ding.
Alright, that's equipped.
At least it's having fun with the no music.
I like it.
And with that out of the way, of course, I'm sure that our benevolent highnesses will be very willing to pay you for your efforts as well, but that's straight out of the treasury, and I don't have access to that for reasons. But let's get you set up with a room. I'm sure you'd like to stay the night and sleep off your wounds.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
Of course it would be. Come follow me.
She sure knows her shit, right? She's like the
Bossy
most.
little fucker.
Yeah. She's like the most confident little fucking gnome. It's just a good character.
On the way, Marcus is going to pipe up to her and ask, would I be able to get an audience with your king and discuss your people's future and where they should go?
Oh, absolutely. That would be most welcome. I will certainly let him know myself when you are off resting tonight, and maybe perhaps in the morning around breakfast you can have a chat. I'm sure he'd love to host you. He's like that, you see.
I'm not there.
Yeah, for the sake of ease, I'm just gonna fucking teleport you.
Yay.
I'm flying!
You're
Hell
flying.
yeah!
I can fly.
I believe
they're hammering.
I can fly.
You can stay in here for the night. This is our bed chamber where most of the gnomes stay. You can see this room is kind of split off into several sections that just have small hammocks hung from the walls in various colors. There's just some furniture scattered about. You can see lots of bags and things. Like, this is where most of the gnomes hang out. It's not very nice, a nice setup, like very comfy or anything, but it seems, I mean, it works for them. You can, this is, I won't let anybody in here. You can have this all to yourself and do with it what you'd like until the morning. And is there anything else that you find folks needed?
Marcus looks around at the group.
The dwarf is gonna wander over to this blue one and just faceplant and pass out.
That is it for the night. We will convene in the morning.
Right then, absolutely. You folks have a wonderful night. And if you hear any strange noises coming from down the hall, don't be alarmed. That's completely normal. Toodaloo.
Marcus does not comment.
Total.
Right.
Seagrain is already asleep. Kelda, you fit perfectly in these little hammocks, but unfortunately the larger fellas are gonna have some time getting comfortable.
I'm very excited about these hammocks. These are like the best thing ever.
Marcus is gonna try.
For you.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Is it memes?
Don't make me cry
memes.
yet.
Oh no, this. I don't know what that is.
I'm not watching that. I've already
Watch it. Watch it.
Eventually.
Please.
And you guys are gonna get your long rest, finally!
Yay.
Congratulations!
Sweet Jesus.
Sweet Jeebus Cloister.
That was for donk.
It was very redonk.
And again, it took much longer than I thought it would! So, how about, I mean, it's midnight exactly, so
Yeah,
we're gonna start with you guys next time for sure.
Yeah.
And, I mean, you guys are heading there anyway, so you will officially reconvene, regroup next time, so.
Okay, that'd be great.
Yeah, I'm sorry about the split thing.
No, it's okay. It's okay. We chose to do it, so it's not
We
your
did.
fault. It's not your fault. It's our fault for being dumb.
We were super eager to go sleep.
Well, and we still had Droop, and we couldn't.
Yeah, no, you
know,
guys, that was a
mean,
good choice. It was a good choice.
It's
Yeah, he would have been
kinda-
dead otherwise.
Yeah, if he had not been sick, I would have gone. We all would have gone.
If we would have
so,
brought him with, he would have died.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not losing Droop. I'm sorry. He's main character. Not happening.
Come on, boy.
Not happening. I love Droop.
Not happening!
Not happening. Ocean's Watch.
Ah,
Alright.
yes, mom's big peen.
What? Oh my gosh.
What?
Look at the blue one.
Still sad music. Oh,
Herpes? Is that what that says?
I really enjoyed the destroy the orcs with giant amplified mushrooms. Magic mushrooms. That
Yeah.
was a real good one today. Yeah.